and some other stuff. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome. Good evening. Hope you guys got your shots ready. Hope you've popped a cold one. It is what, Thursday night, Massalorian?
Yes, it is. Thursday, the 29th.
1 day to go in this blood red week. 1 day to go in this month. I want to start off, Johnny, by having a shot for everybody that we've lost along the way.
Let's do that.
I know we've lost someone. I got some new shot glasses. I'm starting a collection, and we're going to start off tonight with the skulls of our enemies.
Okay, you're going skull
tonight.
I don't know if I can up that. Hang on. Let me grab a shot glass. Hang on 1 second.
But this shot's going to be to the folks we lost along the way. And by that, I mean, I have had people reach out to me and said, Tony, I just can't take it anymore. We're doing a little Woodford tonight.
Woodford? All right, I'm going to be going to kill you. Hold on 1 second.
All right. We have lost some people along the way, and this is what I've been saying, that emotionally right now in a bear market, especially if you've never lived through one, you are going to be gut checked many times. And I think that the red days are not over, but I can assure you, you guys are not the only ones being gut checked. There are professionals being gut checked on the daily right now. And maybe we'll get into what happened in the UK with these pension funds and BlackRock and the gilt. But just rest assured that you guys as retail traders, you're not used to it. Even these guys, they're getting caught with unknown catalysts. I mean, like in their world of things that they thought probably weren't likely to happen. All right. They're having meetings trying to figure out how not to blow up their pension funds over there. Now, how all that plays out on any one particular play you might be in, well, yeah, I don't know that we'll get into all that. But I do want you to know, Kathy Woods, pension fund managers, probably some hedge fund managers, there are probably some people struggling. So you are not alone. Even the pros are struggling. And I want to just convey to you guys a sense of resolve, a determination for each and every one of you to be a long-term investor mentality. And if you're investing in good companies that you believe in for the long term, then it doesn't matter what happened this week or this month or next month. There's probably going to be more red. So just, tighten up your belts, step away from the screen if you have to, and survival mentally and emotionally is how you get through this. So you got your shot poured?
I do now. Hang on 1 second. All right.
And while we're doing the shots, I also want to say that our thoughts and prayers go out to everybody affected by Hurricane Ian. I saw some horrible videos of devastation. Hopefully you and your loved ones are safe. But drink up. Cheers.
Cheers. Like the demon.
Edward says, am I leaving like Trey? No, I'm not leaving, guys. This is not by no means the first market crash that I've lived through.
No, I know. Seriously. I know. I talked to some people down in Florida tonight. I don't know if you've talked to anyone, Tony, but I heard that it kind of...
Just Phil.
Okay.
He said thank you for reaching out to him, but I haven't heard how things were at his place.
I texted him probably about an hour before we came on. I sent him a text. I checked in with a couple other of our friends down in Florida, make sure everyone was okay. And from what I understand, it kind of moved inward. I haven't actually seen the track of Ian, but I did see it kind of moved inward from the coast. So it kind of skirted Tampa Bay, I guess, in St. Pete area, which is good. But anyone who is in the path, our hearts and prayers, thoughts and prayers go out to you tonight. If you're in some kind of trouble, whatever it is, power outage, whatever it may be. I know Bucks fan, he might not be here tonight, but Bucks fan I know is in Tampa Bay, so hopefully you're all right, man. But
also, rest in peace to Coolio. We lost a good one.
we did. Gangsta's Paradise, yes. Yeah. One of the all-time great songs.
I listened to that.
Too.
Listen to that and watch the video. I mean, yeah, the video on YouTube again in memoriam, but that's one of those songs that just gets burned in your mind.
It does. It does. It does. Man, I can remember bumping that song in my Buick Regal back in the day. Woo, that was an old car.
Arthur says, Tony, what you once said that APE and AMC would trade at the same price, being that this has not happened yet. Could you give us your thoughts on it? Yes, Arthur, that is a good question. And, you know, I still believe that. And Jim Chanos called me a couple days ago and asked my opinion on that too before he did his press release. Did you guys see that presser? Did you see that, Johnny?
Was compliments of you. He ran that by you first.
He yesterday I think he put out a reiteration on his belief that these things will eventually trade at the same price, and he's still long on APE and short on AMC. Now, obviously, I'm not short on AMC, but I do still believe that they're fundamentally the same instrument. You guys don't have to agree. I don't care who agrees and who doesn't. Time will tell, right? Time is the ultimate scale, the ultimate balance in the market. But and you are not going to avoid dilution. You can read through the dilution agreement, the dilution press release from AMC, the prospectus. There are sentences in there that say both the preferred stock and the common shares could be affected by this dilution. You're going to be diluted either way, whether you're holding APE or AMC. So with all that being said, what did I buy this week? I bought more APE today at $3. I bought $8 March strikes on AMC today. And I bought Hycroft 2025 $1 strikes.
Wow.
Cheap as fuck, man. These things, the bid was like 30 cents. The ask was 70. And I just like, well, let me see if they'll take a 35-cent offer. It filled like that.
Wow.
Instantaneously.
Interesting.
So I got 2025 Hycroft calls for $1. That gives me 3 years almost. Well, two years and a couple months.
2 years and a couple months, yep.
Yeah. Now, I'm by no means saying that the risk is, that Hycroft is going to stay where it's at. My next target buy-in for Hycroft is 50 cents on the shares, and we definitely could see it.
Oh, yeah.
But if we don't, I wanted to lock in some calls right now because that's pretty cheap in my book.
Yeah, absolutely.
If we see 50 cents, I'll buy some more.
Yep.
So yep. I'm not pushing Hycroft. I'm just telling you guys what I bought so far this week.
We could definitely see 50 cents too.
Yeah, hang on to we could see lower than 50 cents on Hycroft. No, I mean it could retrace. If there's no good news, it could retrace all the way down to a quarter. I hope it doesn't, because negative price on Hycroft affects AMC. I certainly don't want to see that, but I'm going to just reiterate what I said, and this is not on against any one particular stock, but in a declining market, everything is going to go down. Right. And the ones that will be hit the worst are high PE stocks and stocks with no earnings. And we fall in one of those buckets. AMC and Hycroft fall in one of those buckets. There are a lot of other stocks that fall in the high PE bucket, right? They're gonna. I'm looking at Amazon, Google, Apple, Tesla. I have my eye on all of those. I have not pulled the trigger on them yet because I don't think they haven't had their kneecaps cut out yet. But that moment could be coming if the market continues to erode. So I'm watching those.
Have we officially dropped the word FANG now? Is FANG no longer a thing? because Facebook
I
is
haven't heard it
down.
recently. I haven't
Yeah.
heard it.
Yeah, I'm just wondering if that's gone. And by the way, I did see someone mention something about Miss Tahiti. I know she's in that area, and someone said that the eye of the storm was passing over her. So, Miss Tahiti, if you happen to see this, hopefully you're doing all right. Of course, we know you're in that area. So, just want to say that real quick. Sorry, didn't mean to interrupt you, but yeah.
Yeah, I was looking real closely at AMC shares today because they got so cheap. And I'm kind of thinking like, I think my last purchase before the split on AMC was around 11 bucks or so. I need to go back and look. So I don't want to add shares. I've got to figure, you know, if it was 10 or 11 bucks, if it was 11 bucks, what's the post split price valuation of that on AMC now? Somewhere around now, you know, it's starting to get like, okay, I could probably average down some of my AMC, those $40, $39 prices. But I still, you know, I have a hard time passing up APE at $3.
I know.
Like
I
I
know.
want to buy the cheaper one.
I know.
And this is not the only thing I'm buying, guys. I want to be clear. You should be taking advantage of everything being on sale and looking at stocks to buy. Like, don't have all your eggs in one basket. But I have been buying APE, and today was a good day to average down. And who knows? You know, my next target buy-in for APE would be 250.
You think we'll see a $2 price tag?
No, I mean, I hope we don't, but we got 425 million of dilution that we're facing.
I know.
And I saw a lot of people asking today in various chats, like, why is the price going down? Where are they getting their shares from?
Yep.
Institutions are selling. People are selling. I've had subscribers, not members of my channel, but subs of my channel, tell me in confidence they gave up. And that's sad to see, but mentally and emotionally, I get it. This is wearing on everybody.
Yeah.
And not everybody can think like a long-term investor. So, and people get pissed about dilution. I get it. I'm not exactly happy about it too. But you know, it is what it is. Dilution is going to drive the price down. Yep. Sorry, go ahead.
I was just saying the timing's bad, right? It's not the best timing right now.
Yeah, I mean, we're in a bear market, and then they put the dilution out there. But what are you going to do? Look, I'm not driving the truck.
Yeah, and we can't control the market, right? The overall market, again, is something that is out of our hands. So we can be apes, and we can continue to buy and hold, but the overall market and the things that are affecting the market from the outside, we have zero control over. All we can control is what we do inside the market. Right now, we're getting outplayed by the hedgies, right? All we can do is continue to play the game and keep up the fight. And until there's an outcome to this, until either they settle or we retreat and sell, then we're still in the game as far as I'm concerned. We're fighting through a bear market, an unfair system, no transparency, and payment for order flow. So again, like always, we're up against 9 different devils and 11 hells, right? That doesn't change. That's never changed. The only thing that's going to change is, like we said, waiting on this possible unknown catalyst. Look, I understand a lot of people are giving up on talking about AMC and APE, and I get why. I understand the frustration, whether you're a YouTuber, but the fact of the matter at the end of the day remains that I own the stock still, both, and I still have a position heavy in both. So for me, it's still going to concern me. I can't just get up during a live stream and say, forget it, I'm done, make a video, I'm done talking about AMC and APE. The only time you're going to see that video come out of me is when I sell. And I haven't done that yet. So we can sit here and hem and haw and all the other things, but at the end of the day, is it really going to be the most terrible thing if this thing takes another 6 months to play out and we can, 10, 20, 30 times our money, our original investment, or whatever the number may be? I think patience has just got to be the key here.
Cancel Bubble asked, isn't APE going to go lower? Maybe so. And the folks in the Discord were asking me that in the VIP channel, like, why are you buying APE at $3 if you think that because of dilution, it could go lower? And that is a good question. Look, guys, I'm not spending $100,000 today on APE at $3. I'm doing what I always do on all investments. As things go down, I step into it because not one of us is perfect at calling the bottom.
Nope.
Now, it is my belief, my very strong belief, that the bottom is not in on anything at this point. And because of that, I'm not doing one shot of all of my dry powder. And I urge you not to do that either. Because as things go down, you're going to regret, watching, oh, there's that 40% loss, because I bought last week.
I know.
Be cautious as you go into any position. I'm talking any stock right now in a bear market where people are losing their grip on reality, and the Fed is telling you more interest rates are coming. And here we go with AVCT. Look at this.
Yep.
Down 36% in after hours.
Unbelievable.
I did not buy AVCT because, you guys, I want you to be really careful where you're getting your information from right now. Everyone is hoping for a wing and a prayer in these moonshots. You got to be careful in a bear market what you're putting your money on. People have been really lucky in GTII. God bless you, and good on you. But this moment is coming for GTII too. AVCT had an announcement 2 hours ago about a reverse split, and you knew that was coming, right? You knew it was coming, but all the YouTubers are telling you, oh, they're not going to do it, guys. I was listening to frickin' Teresa Perrin last night. Guys, I don't think they're going to do it. How many times you guys got to?
I know.
How many times you got to listen to these YouTubers telling you just ignore that NASDAQ notice? It's going to be fine. They did the same thing on ENDP. Like,
yeah,
I try and tell you guys, I hate being the common sense dude, but when they tell you something's going to happen, it's probably going to happen. AVCT is coming up on the deadline for reverse split. And I woke up this morning looking for the news release that it happened. It didn't happen pre-market, but we got it aftermarket.
You knew it was
this is why I'm not holding positions overnight right now on these shitty little plays.
Yep.
You're going to get obliterated. And your job right now in a bear market is to fucking survive, not to get obliterated on moonshots in a bear market.
Oh my God. So I think someone just called us Debbie Downer and chopped liver.
Yeah, but guess what? I can sleep good at night because I know reality.
Did you get into AVC? Did you get into either of these plays or GTII?
Hell no. AVCT was a pure gamble play on someone's report that maybe they were going to get bought out by Microsoft, and maybe they would. Maybe they still will. But if you're carrying it overnight, you just, got dropped from 30 cents to 19 cents. And if there's a buyout, I don't know, what's it going to be? 75 cents, $1 a share?
Yep.
So I just want to say, be careful, guys, who you're listening to. I'm not going to call out any more names other than Teresa Perrin continues to mislead people. And she's overly optimistic despite all of the facts in front of herself.
Was she pumping this AVCT here?
She pumps every penny stock play there is, and that's fine. I have no problem playing penny stocks. Do not hold them overnight.
Yeah. Pick them up and get rid of them, right?
I mean, we're not in a market to take risks. And if you had $100 in it, oh well, no big deal, right? But there's people buying tens of thousands of shares because it's cheap.
Yep. That can get you into trouble, right?
Yes, sir. Pam, how you doing tonight? Barry Electronics. Let's say hi to a few people. Yuka, Frita, what's going on?
And thank you, Yuka Frita. Let's see. Danny R is in the house, still stacking. G Immortal, Demeanor, good evening. San Diego Laundromat Shimmer. Ray the Knight, Juicy got you crazy. Peace, love. Junito. What are you laughing at? Dan Spencer.
Juicy got you crazy.
Yeah. Danny R, Granny Banger, Ape Famous, Vinny Chase, Sawan. I got Tendy Time. How you doing tonight, buddy?
Tindy,
And
what's up? How's the baby
Luigi.
doing, Tindy?
Yeah, how is that baby? How is the baby? Katie May, good evening. Jay Beebs, what's up, my man? How you doing tonight? Let's see. Tony, was Lou right all along? So I don't know. Lou is not right because I haven't seen Ape go to a penny ever. So we gotta scratch that one off. That was the first claim I think he made. So let's just start with the first claim that Lou made before the split, and that was Ape was going to be a penny. We can say no, Lou has not been right. Just going off that was the first claim. Ape's never been a penny. At least I've never seen it in my account as a penny of you.
Not yet. He has been.
Okay.
I mean, he's been. There have been people pumping GTII just like there were others pumping AVCT, and the love has been coming into GTII, and there's been a lot of people that have made money on it. But a day just like this chart on AVCT is coming for GTII. So just be careful. I've heard Lou say on several occasions $50 to $100 for GTII. I can't see in any world where an OTC stock is going to $100.
I wouldn't bank on it. Kiwi girl, good afternoon. Yeah, I wouldn't bank on it. I wouldn't bank on it.
I think, right now $3 looks good for me, but I've underestimated retail's willingness to bid up bad stocks before. So who knows how high it could go? $4, $5, $6, $10 maybe. But just don't be scared to take some money off the table. If you got profits, play on the house money. This is the way I'd be playing that one.
Keisha said, I made money on GTII. I don't trust Lou at all, but yeah. There you go, Keisha. Make that money. Make that money.
David Ellensworth's asking, are you no longer doing live streams on YouTube and Twitch? I think we should be live on Twitch tonight, David. I told Restream to do it on both. But if you're asking about the daytime live streams, I mean, in a bear market week or the couple weeks like we're at, I don't really know what value add I could be during the day, because I'm not shorting stocks. And I'm hesitant to buy index puts, even though I think about it every night. Like maybe in the morning I'll buy some QQQ puts or some SPY puts. But with my luck, the day that I do it will be a day like yesterday where we go up.
Right.
I feel like everything is really risky right now. So
yes,
I'm concentrating my free time on watching, good name companies and figuring out what am I going to buy these stocks at.
Where's the move going to be? Yep.
So that's why I haven't been on during the days. Like there's really no value add of me sitting here commiserating with you for 6.5 hours watching everything bleed out. I don't want to mentally or emotionally watch that. I'm holding all of my positions. I'm down on many of them, but I have dry powder and I'm looking for the next plays. So that's how I'm spending my days. Reading the news, trying to figure out what's going on in the world. Like, when is this going to stop? What do I think about it strategically so that I can plan where to put down and win my next chunk of cash? We've talked a lot about Pfizer recently, Massalorian. Pfizer's been very resistant about getting dragged down.
Yes, it's fighting the tough battle, right? I do have something I want to talk about later in the evening about that, if we get a chance. Something that was on CNN the other night that I watched that I thought was extremely interesting about the difference between Pfizer and Moderna for the boosters going forward. Something maybe we can talk about here. But real quick, I just got to read this comment. Ben Currington said, chain smoking cigs out here in Savannah, Georgia. Hope my roof doesn't go off. Cheers, y'all. Ben, cheers to you, man. Hope you're having a good night in Savannah, Georgia.
Savannah's on the coast, right? It's going right up. It crossed across Florida, and it's going right up the coast now, right?
Yeah. Supposedly it's supposed to smack into South Carolina. I don't know if it's going to be heading towards like the Hilton Head, Outer Banks area. I have no idea, but I saw some reports saying South Carolina was going to get smacked. So if you're up in that area, anyone's in the path, of course, our thoughts and prayers are with you. Anyone. Speaking of which, what were your thoughts on the interesting chain of events that took place in the Baltic Sea? Any thoughts about what's going on there?
So, all right, this is tinfoil hat, right? And I gotta be careful to not get the video deleted by YouTube.
This is true.
This is just my opinion. I have no evidence.
I'm just curious what you think happened. Leak?
I think that we had some Navy SEALs go in there and take it out.
That's what I think. I think we had the best divers in the world dive down and blow up and do what they do and blow some things up. That sounds about right to me. Okay, we can move on. Just curious. The Christian Princess says, just be careful wording it. Too late for that, Christian Princess. Oh, boy. Yeah, that sounds about right, Tony. Couple frogmen. Tinfoil is better than the one Tony's wearing. Come on, Food Dog. What kind of line? Come on. Jesus. Show some class, would you? Unbelievable.
All right, let's talk IPOs real quick. Hey, Eric, what's going on? Eric Bissell in the house asking about Lay's. I just saw, I think Teddy or someone put out a message about Lay's. I did not know about that till about an hour ago. So I will look at it tonight. Just to recap where we're all at on IPOs. What's the other one? MCDLP, I think, is still coming up. That's not a low flow IPO as far as I understand. That is a preferred share offering on an existing ticker. But if you weren't aware, NASDAQ is investigating all of these low flow IPOs. Did you know about this, Massalorian?
I did. I saw something about this. Yeah. Yep.
They put a hold on all of them while they're figuring out what the heck is going on. So if I tweeted out, follow me on Twitter if you're not. I tweeted out a week ago that I pulled all my money that I had on deposits with various low flow IPOs.
Yep.
Because I want to put it to work on other stocks, not just have it sitting there. And while the NASDAQ figures out what's going on, but that's why you're seeing most of these IPOs getting pulled, because NASDAQ has said you can't do that right now. But Lay's, I will have to look into it. I don't know anything about it.
Yep. Yes. Javi, I see Javi in the chat. Javi, good evening tonight. Javi, I hope you're feeling well. I see you're here tonight. MC, how you doing tonight? Prometheus. I saw Chad Clifford was in the chat. Common Sense Investor. I saw Scavenger was here earlier. Good evening to all you guys. Big B.
What's up, gentlemen?
Yes.
Oh, by the way, I can salute with my right hand now, Massalorian, like a true military. I always saluted with my left hand because my microphone was over here.
Right.
And then someone told me one of my best friends on YouTube was making fun of me for the left hand salute, which gotcha. It crushed my soul every time I did it. Like, there is no such thing as a left hand salute. But imagine if you're saluting and hitting your microphone every time. Bomb.
I know.
So I bit the bullet and spent the 5 minutes to move my microphone when I was setting up. Oh, by the way, I've got all new monitors here.
Yes. Are you gonna show?
Let me see. Yeah. Oh no, Stream Deck doesn't work on Restream. I did a live stream last night for members only, for channel members.
Okay.
Yeah, and we tested out the whole setup. So I got it programmed in the Stream Deck. I got it programmed into OBS. And it looks like it's all working. So
Good stuff.
why did I buy more monitors? Just real quick, you know, I hate spending money, but when it was just me last year before I started live streaming, 2 monitors is plenty for watching, you know, 8 stocks or so.
Sure.
But when I start live streaming, you know how it is, you lose a whole screen to managing the stream.
Right.
And so I had to compensate by having tabs on my screen for the tickers that I'm watching. And I've been getting pissed over the last 60 days, especially at the number of plays that I knew about in the morning that weren't doing much, but around 1 o'clock, they start taking off. Okay. And I didn't see them because everything's in tabs.
Right. Right.
And so finally, that gave me the cost justification mentally to buy 2 more monitors and buy a stand to lift them up. So now I can triple the amount of tickers that I can have eyeballs on. And not only help myself, but help people in live streams. Like, okay, we're going to set up the runners, and maybe they're not doing anything, but they're just ticking away up here. And if they start running, I'll immediately be able to see it now. Even if I'm watching something else down here that we're talking about on the live stream, I've got 2 more screens and I can instantly switch to them.
Right. Right. Almost right in your peripheral viewpoint still, right? I mean, you'll be able to.
Yeah, I mean, I can just lean back and see everything.
Right.
You know, I'm going to have to get used to looking up, but, and I got a great deal on these monitors. They were the exact same monitors that I have, which I bought a year ago.
Okay.
And I found the last 2 left in Austin.
Wow.
So because they were a year old, I got them for half price.
Oh, nice. Good deal.
From Best Buy.
Nice.
So I try to be always a good steward of my own money, and you know, not waste money. I could have gone out and spent $450 for a 4K 27-inch monitor, but I don't like doing that. So I got the exact same monitors under $200, and so yeah, we're set up now. I got to get the cables off the desk. That's the next little task.
Well, that's the easy part, right? You got the hard part out of the way, which was getting them all and setting them all up.
Yeah.
So will you be able to watch like a total of, say, somewhere between 16 to 20 tickers at once if you wanted?
If I have 4 tickers per screen, which is kind of like optimal. If you go more than that, you can't see it, you know, on live stream.
It's tough.
That'll give me 4, 8, 12 tickers.
That's plenty. That's plenty. You can't watch more than 12 tickets.
You really can't. You really can't. I mean,
it's too much.
Probably what I'll do is I'll have 8, and then I'll have the day trade screen. Right. I have one day trade screen where I'm watching 1 ticker on a 1-minute and a 5-minute chart.
Okay.
So I'll probably have the day trade screen up here, and then I'll have 2 screens with 8 tickers. Gotcha. And then the 4th screen will be managing the stream.
Okay, which it would be showing, actually, that's what will be up on, that will be constantly showing on your actual live stream. Gotcha.
Yeah, and now at the punch of a button, I can switch between them. So
that's awesome.
I'm hoping it helps all of us out.
So you have that hooked into your Stream Deck to your OBS, right? So that you can do that 1-button click from screen to screen.
Yeah, awesome. I actually use Streamlabs desktop, not OBS.
Not OBS.
You know, I've bounced between them.
Yeah.
But yeah, I had to program it into Streamlabs, and then I had to program it into my Stream Deck.
Gotcha.
And set up all the new scenes. Each monitor is a scene, transitions. It was a bit of work. But if you're wondering what I've been doing, running around town, getting parts, getting monitors, programming. Testicles, what's up? David Smith, T Fields. Yeah, you don't need 4K to look at charts. That is correct. But I also always think about, okay, resale value. If this whole YouTube thing, if I decide I don't want to do it, am I going to have an easier time reselling a 4K screen or one that's not 4K, right? You want it. I don't want to get the bleeding edge, but I want to get something that's going to be, you know, have some resale value. That's kind of, I weigh a lot of different factors, and you can't really stream in 4K on YouTube anyway. Someone asked me that, but they are 4K they are 4K capable.
It's
But I
really
don't.
hard to process a 4K like that on a stream to try to get out live like that. I mean, that processing takes a lot of
I think
computer and a lot of good signal, right?
I think you can stream in 4K, but not with ultra low latency. Which,
Right.
we rely a lot on chat, and I like the ultra low latency on chat.
Right. Yep.
It's a couple seconds
Yep.
versus 5 or 10
5 or 10. Yep. It's only a couple. Yeah. Agreed. Yeah. If you guys remember to hit that like button on your way in, that would be awesome. Did anybody happen to catch the Netflix GME documentary? I was planning on watching it tonight when we get off. So have you seen it, Tony?
No.
Okay.
No, I'm debating. You guys got to tell me, like, I don't want to. Is it something that I want to watch, or is it pandering?
It's a good question. I'm going to find out one way or the other. I'm going to watch it. So, yeah, Tony, your next step is a Bloomberg terminal, right? That's the next. There's only one way up from four monitors. Are you drinking out of a powder horn?
It's a Viking. It's a Viking horn. Yeah. I do have Viking blood in me. My grandmother's side. My grandmother on my dad's side is Scandinavian.
Okay. So you do have a Viking blood. All right.
Yes.
Okay. You believe in Thor and Odin?
Yes. I believe in all the gods, both the old and the new.
And the new?
Yeah.
Speaking of which, have you watched House of Dragon at all?
Yes. We're loving it. We are loving it. Yes.
Okay. I just watched the first episode, and I love the way it ended. I'm a big fan so far.
I think they get better. You'll be impressed. So
really? Okay. Because it seems to be setting up that the uncle is going to go to war with the sister, with the niece. Is that what I'm guessing?
Well, I mean, there's some tension between them, but I don't want to spoil it for you by telling too much. So
okay, all right. I'm assuming
they're setting up a dynamic between them.
Okay, all right. And so the youngest girl in the show, correct me if I'm wrong, she is the daughter of the king, correct?
Yeah, the little blonde chick.
The little blonde chick, yeah. She would be queen. They actually announced at the end of the first episode, she will be the heir over Matt Smith's character, right?
I don't remember if it was at the first one, but eventually, yeah, he said that he was going to name her as the heir.
Okay. All right. Okay. All right. I need to. I just watched our first episode, so I'm a big GOT fan. So it was going to take a big impression to get me into this, but believe it or not, I'm actually pretty into it after the first episode. What are you drinking, Tony? Again, you drinking Woodford?
Not out of this. No, my Woodford is in the. Well, are we ready to do another shot yet?
Gotcha. You tell me.
I don't know. We need something. I'm just drinking an average budget beer. This is a week for budget beer. You know what I'm saying?
So
Scarlett always says
just said the same thing. I go, why are you drinking PBR? He goes, because it's only $20 instead of $28 for a 30-pack, Johnny. Why wouldn't I be drinking PBR? I said, okay, that makes sense.
When we go out, if it was a bad week in the markets, if we're at the bar, I'll get like a 16-ounce Lone Star. She'll get her Fireball or Patron or whatever, and I'm like, Lone Star, and she's like, why are you drinking Lone Star? And I'm like, it's $1.99. She's like, well, why do you always act like we're poor? And I'm like, well, I just mentally shift my budget according to how the market is going. Because
seriously,
it doesn't matter, but that's just how I'm wired, I guess. Like
I found myself today being way more hands off than I ever have. Like sometimes, if I see something right away that I just need it, I just have to have it. Today, for the first time in a while, I found myself being like, nope, you know what? Priorities. Like, what is the most important thing? All the money that I put into trying to get set up here again. And right now it's like, all right, I'm getting to the final stage where I'm almost done and I don't want to spend any more money that's unnecessary. Right now, I got to focus on getting back and getting my content up and getting back into a normal routine, into a rhythm. Because I've been out of the game for so long, I haven't been able to make any money really with day trading or looking at the stocks at all during the day. Or a lot of these IPOs I haven't been able to get in on. I bought APE and AMC here and there since the split, but nothing really crazy or heavy. And I've cost averaged down, as we've gone on the last couple of weeks, because APE's come down somewhat. But other than that, it's been tight. Money's tight around here. And when they say money's tight on Wall Street, it's tight on Main Street too. So we are in this fight, and we are all struggling. So for everyone out there who's getting frustrated, just know that we are all in the same boat, right? We're all struggling right now and making decisions. Some of us between, the needs and the not needs, and it's making the priorities and saying that, I want to hang on to my position because I think we still have a good chance in this play. I know some people don't agree, but not too much has changed in my mind. Some things have changed. Obviously, this play has developed, and all things have come over and kicked us in the gut. And some things have been great for us, but we're still here at this point. And for the people that are still hanging in there, kudos, because it hasn't been easy. And I get it. So,
I want to read a question, but first I'm just gonna to someone who said, "Am I drinking Keystone Light?" Now my budget beers here in Texas would either be Coors Light, the Silver Bullet, or Miller Lite, or maybe Michelob Light, but that's like $1 more for a 6-pack. So Coors Light or Miller Lite. If I'm really feeling like it was a bad week in the market, look, guys, I'm not taking money out of the market every week to pay my bills. Right? If it was a great week in the market, I'm not like taking a check and putting it in my bank account, but I might go take Scarlett out for a nice dinner just because, you got to enjoy the wins. Even if you're not like, this is long-term money for me, but just mentally like enjoy the wins. And if it's mentally a bad week, then I'm going to ratchet back. We're going to eat turkey sandwiches here in the house. My day-to-day income is not affected by the market. I have businesses that pay my bills, but that's just how I operate, right? If it was a great week, we celebrate. And if it was a bad week, we cut back. But, nothing changes. My businesses now are inflation proof. So the question on the chat was, why is the price going down if short interest is dropping? I didn't look at short interest today. But I'm just going to answer the question with what I said on my APE dilution video a few days ago. It is my belief. You can believe it or not. I don't care. And many people on Twitter are saying the exact opposite. But it is my belief when a company puts out a press release telling you that dilution is coming, that you should expect that dilution is probably coming. So no matter what's happening with the short interest, it is my belief that AMC is selling shares into the market every day. And that is going to, provide downward pressure on the price, no matter what's going on with the short interest. So I'm not surprised that the price is going down. I expect the price to go down. That's my answer. Look, there's 100 people, 1,000 people on Twitter saying Adam Aaron would never dilute until it's at $10 or $20. Okay, everyone's entitled to their opinion. I'm not going to argue with them. But if you ask my opinion, I think the reality is when a company makes a press release, they're telling you what they're going to do.
Yep. Agreed. Granny Banger says he's not learning anything tonight. Damn it.
Ellie. Let's get Ellie's comment. I was waiting for someone to ask this.
Go ahead. Let's see. What'd she say? Ellie said,
hang on. Where'd it go?
You got it.
That was not Ellie's comment.
All right. Saw it.
Whatever happened to haircuts if AMC falls under $10? Ellie, this chatter was going on a lot today. $10. AMC and APE. AMC and APE closed at $10 today. They narrowly avoided the haircut. Guys, look at the price right there. $7.10. We've been under $10 for a long time. I don't know why today everybody's getting all riled up about AMC plus APE being $10. This is like, I love all of my YouTube and Twitter brothers and sisters, but people are doing mental gymnastics that don't need to be done. We've been under $10 for how long?
A little bit.
Since September 12th.
So
there's no
over 2
$10.
weeks.
There's no magic $10 of AMC plus APE. That is, in my mind, somebody creating an alternate reality, and I don't live in alternate realities.
By the way, someone just asked about BlackRock filing for bankruptcy. Is that true?
No.
I haven't heard that.
Haven't heard it.
You probably hear it in the streets right now, like literally wherever you live, if BlackRock filed for bankruptcy, because half the people will be out on their homes.
I had one other thought on the $10. Let's see. APE and AMC, do not combine them. Every ticker is analyzed separately, so there's no magic about APE and AMC. Even if you want to look at options, no. Shit. What was the other part? Oh, haircuts. Okay. The other thing I want you to keep in mind, this is my opinion. Again, you asked the question. You can agree, not agree. We can still be friends. We're all just sharing thoughts here. These hedge funds own thousands of tickers. I do not pin any of my hopes on one ticker going under $10. A haircut on one ticker is not materially going to affect a hedge fund. However, they're getting slammed across everything they own right now. So I am interested in the collateral damage they're getting across their entire portfolio. They're losing collateral, right?
For sure.
But one stock, AMC, going under $10, going to cause a MOASS. That's again an alternate reality that I don't live in. One ticker out of thousands is not going to impact them, in my opinion.
I wish it would.
I'm not speaking for Massalorian. This is just Tony Denaro's thoughts. This is why I'm often referred to as the most hated man on Twitter, aka Debbie Downer, because I live in a world of reality. Now, I also live in a world where I think that hedge funds can get tripped up and interesting things can happen, and a unknown catalyst could make this an interesting play. But in the meantime, right now, since we're past the days of short squeeze happening in June of 2021, I'm focusing, as I've said to you guys many times, on AMC fundamentally improving as a company, more movies coming out in 2023, and getting the debt paid off. That is now the reality that I'm forced to live in.
And I gotta just add to that, Tony, and say, for everyone out there and for everyone who's thinking to themselves about this play, if there's ever been a market before where an unknown catalyst can come along and take this to all new heights, this would be the unpredictable, volatile market that we're seeing right now with all of this craziness and these, reports and things going on in the broader world that can impact the market and economies globally, that AMC could have a small part and play in and get us over that hump. So I don't think we've ever seen a more unique time where that unknown catalyst could be out there just waving the wings, waiting to drop. I don't believe it's that big of or that far of a stretch to say that could happen.
Andrew says,
Is that a
yes.
stretch?
Andrew, I see your comment. I don't agree, but everybody's entitled to their opinion. And I love all my, as Richie says, I love all my ape brothers and sisters. We all have different opinions, guys. That's why you tune into different channels. Time will tell what is correct. But as far as my reading of the documents, the regulations on haircuts, it is by ticker, not by combining tickers. But if, as always, if someone wants to put out evidence showing that you should combine tickers to calculate haircuts, I'm happy to look at it. As far as what someone says, look, people have said a lot of shit in the last 18 months and not much of it's been right. So I go by what I can read in regulations, not by what people say. Even if I wish what they said was right, I'm tired of it. Tired of being clickbaited by dozens and dozens of different Twitter accounts and YouTube channels, and I'm not going to do it here. I'm going to shoot you straight as much as you hate to hear it. So
everyone's saying they love the hat, Tony. Someone asked about someone asked back here. Hold on one second. About hang on. So let me ask you this. As far as bringing Highcroft into the conversation, I know we talked about it a little bit earlier. You said that around 60 cents you thought was a fair price, and possibly it will come down a little less. What is your what do you think the possibilities for a run on Highcroft would be? Do you think that we could see? I mean, I've heard some rumors that possibly that they've upgraded actually and I wish I could back and fact check this, but that the quality of gold and silver that was pulled out of the holes that they dug are actually better than originally that they thought. Can this be some kind of thing that can possibly be a game changer for us? I mean, I kind of had this Highcroft thing has been out of sight, out of mind. Because I haven't owned it yet officially. I haven't bought into Highcroft because I feel like I own it through AMC. But I just wonder, I know a lot of people. I know Doc Zeno and other people have said that they think that there's another pounce that Adam Aaron has coming. Is it possible that we have something up in the hills that is gonna be this unknown catalyst? I mean, is it possible that there's something coming down the pipeline we just don't know about yet? And 4D chess is still being played. Have you heard anything about the upgrade of the metals themselves? Have you heard about the quality?
I heard someone comment it. I haven't read it. I have not actually read that they upgraded anything. That's just not because it doesn't exist. It means I haven't looked.
Right.
But I'll tell you what I said. I think we talked about this last live stream that we did together. I'm kind of like looking at the price action of Highcroft, and if there was a meaningful press release, institutions would already be pushing the price up.
See, that's they've drilled. Yes.
Yeah, they've drilled less than 10% of their test holes. People might be saying, okay, that's all well and good, but you got a lot more to go to get us on board. And the day that Highcroft has a meaningful headline, you're going to see that stock shoot up.
Oh yeah. There's no doubt about that.
Yep. Until then, I would say be very careful about listening to people on Twitter, because there's a lot of $3 bag holders pushing Highcroft, and be careful about what you hear on YouTube and just keep everything in perspective. And I own Highcroft now, as I said, and I bought it between $1 and 60 cents, and then I sold it on that run up to $1.09, made some money on it, and then I waited for it to come back down, and I got back in at I think 63 cents a couple days ago. and my next buy-in is 50 cents, and my next one after that is 25. I'm not saying it's going down that low. I have no idea what the price is going to do, right? I'm just telling you my brackets on the way down. Like, I bought in at 63. I'll buy more at 50. Should it go there? I have no idea what it's going to do. And but I'm looking at the chart, right? You can look at the chart and see the history of Hycroft. Has there been any meaningful news to say that Hycroft shouldn't go back down to 23 cents? No, not in my mind, not yet. If the market deteriorates, Hycroft could go down. I hope it doesn't. It would be horrible for AMC. I do not want to see Hycroft go down, but I do live in a world of reality. And if the market craters, I could get an opportunity to buy Hycroft cheaper. And if it does present that opportunity, I will. But I'm looking at it as a 2-year, 3-year play, not next month. That's where I'm at. So
50-cent call options for 2025.
I bought, yes, I bought those today. I bought $1 call options for 2025.
Sorry,
today.
$1. Sorry, $1.
So I'm not bearish on Hycroft. I just live in a world of reality that if there was great news, institutions would already be pushing the price up. I don't care what anybody says on Twitter or YouTube, and just take my opinions with a grain of salt along the same toke, right? Along the same vein. I'm just one more guy, but I'm a guy that looks at what Wall Street does, and they're not doing anything with Hycroft. So for me, whatever news is out there is not meaningful. I'm not going to rely on tweets or Adam Aaron's press releases. I'm going to rely on what is the market saying? Yeah. What is the market price action telling us? It's telling us there's nothing meaningful yet. When it does, we'll get a great pop. And I want to buy it as cheap as I can so that I can hold and sleep at night and not cry myself to sleep. You know?
Right. Let me ask you real quick, because we haven't talked about this at all. What are your thoughts on the Bank of England? I see some people in the chat talking about it, that Bank of England equals margin calls. Look, I think that what's going on in England is going to very soon strike this country as well. There's going to be a lot of pain in the European Union in the next couple months coming up, I think. And that could transfer over to the United States. But what's your thoughts on exactly what went down with Bank of England today? Any thoughts?
Let me pull up this article. So you know, we got the pension fund problem, and we got the 10-year gilt, or the 10-year bonds over in England, which have almost doubled in yield in the last, what was the date here? Around the 21st of September.
Wow.
Okay. Sorry. That was only 3%. Then it went up to about 4.5%. So if we look at the 1 year, you can see when these pension funds were doing these derivative plays, the gilt 10-year was around 2%. Now, I don't know. They said in the article they were looking at long-term offset, so I'm assuming they were looking at the 10-year, but I don't know for sure. I haven't spent hours pouring into this.
No, but that
the yield
sense,
is
right.
The yield is almost doubled on the 10-year, more than doubled actually. If you look at where we were in August to this spike right here. And what happens basically with these derivatives is if the yield goes down, a pension fund makes money, right? They hold a lot of their pension fund in treasuries, if you will.
Right.
And if the yields go down, they want some protection so their pension fund doesn't lose value. And they get paid if the yield goes down by whoever sold them the derivative. This all should sound familiar to you if you watched a couple of those movies, Margin Call or
Big Short.
maybe The Big Short. They get paid. The pension fund gets paid. It's a hedge. They get paid if yields go down, but if yields go up, they got to come up with money.
Right.
And they were not expecting a huge, quick spike like this.
Yeah.
And that's what got these pension funds in trouble. And the Bank of England had to step in to buy treasuries to kind of offset this.
Man, I just haven't seen things like this before. Maybe I just haven't had my eyes open. Speaking of which, someone brought up the 142,000. I heard someone screaming and yelling last night. I told you AMC was going to 100K. Look at this, $142,000 a share. Look at this, people. 142,000. Yeah, and you know what?
What the fuck is that guy smoking?
How many shares were bought and sold at that price? That's all I want to know. Could me, you, or anyone else buy or sell a share at that price?
Hey, no. Massalorian, how often do you look at a FINRA? What was it? A FINRA tick chart?
Yes.
That's how often do you look at those for your price?
For my,
like in 30 years of doing this, I'd never fucking heard of that shit till someone put their screenshot up on Reddit yesterday.
Unbelievable.
But this supposed financial expert, he wants an apology. Well, he said, I don't want an apology. I just want to let y'all know I was right. No, you weren't right, you dumbass.
0 shares were traded at that price, numbnuts. You know that, right? 0 shares. God. Oh man, it's really bad.
He literally embarrasses himself every time he turns on, I was going to say the camera, but he's not even man enough to turn on camera, much less comments. He embarrasses himself every time he turns on the microphone. And it's a damn shame. It's a damn shame.
By the way, can I just say he sounded smarter when he first came on, and
he did. It's like he's getting
the interview with you, like he's getting dumber.
He's literally getting dumber by the day.
Oh,
it's like he's losing brain cells. The microphone must have radioactive isotopes or something.
Oh boy, hit him with the hard 20. Man, Tony, that's rough. Hit him with the
grift is getting rough. This guy must be going bankrupt, and I can guarantee you he doesn't own any shares.
Smoky in here. No, definitely not. Sorry, my my screen caught on fire when you threw those glasses on. I like those. Those are very nice. Put that with the stove, man. You need a big fat blunt right now. It'd be perfect, like a real hot one.
Well, I got this, but I don't want to light it up because I don't want to get demonetized.
Yeah, we don't want to demonetize anyone. Oh man, that's hilarious. Are those Lego glasses? Says Yuka Frida. Mike Millspell, what's up? I see Shirley. Say hi to some people in the chat real quick. I haven't said hi to in a while. I said hey to Dana. Froggy Styles, what's up, man? How you doing, man? Carl J is in the house. Shaw Williams, who else? Zen Hodler, Kim A, Shirley NG, Maxi, Dave Smith. All right, we got a bunch of people in there. I just want to give a couple of shots. I haven't talked to some people in a while. I'm
gonna put here for 1 second. All right,
sure, go for it. Oh, I see Roseanne, Danny R, Steve Raven, Corbin. How you doing, man? Remember when people meant what they said? I don't know, that's not happening here. Massalorian, love you big time. Shirley, love you big time. Alan says, hey, Tony, buddy, had a spelling mistake. It wasn't Fidelity. Fell to his knees. The chart was a Viagra instructions to what could happen. Sufane, how you doing tonight? Good evening. Yeah, Froggy, much respect, man. Glad you're still here, man. Chilling. Good to see you. What's the subject tonight, Dean? We're kind of talking about everything, a little bit of everything, right? We're talking about a little APE, a little AMC, the market overall, what we could be looking forward to. I mean, honestly, I'm not really looking forward until anything until this. When audio fix, Yuka, is my audio bad, guys? Yuka saying I'm on like a 3-second delay. Is that across the board, or is that just Yuka? I'm hoping it's just Yuka. I mean, I don't want that to happen to you, Yuka, but I'm hoping it's on everyone. I miss Mass before Tony. What happened to Mass after Tony? Look, you guys are going to be sick of me when I start going live 3 nights a week by myself. Trust me, you're going to be sick of me. You're not going to be tuning in. Okay, audio is good. Thank you. Has anyone seen Pantheon? I just spoke with them actually earlier today. Pantheon is good. Yep, I just sent him an email earlier today. I'm actually waiting for him to jump into the live stream to be in the chat. Yeah, I know I need my sinuses fixed. Thank you. Thank you very much. This always happens at nighttime, guys. Anytime I'm working during the day at night, my whole thing just starts to stuff up. If I'm just sitting still. If I'm out walking around, moving around, it doesn't do it. It's only if I'm sitting here. Al from Boston, if I had to guess, smells like pea soup. Yeah, he went really crazy. He went really crazy. Chris says, Mass is so hot. Chris, thanks, man. Appreciate that. Love you too, buddy. Oh, but on the channel, the audio was up. Gotcha. I gotcha. Thanks, Yuka. I don't know how to fix that. Jersey Recycler says, I'm assuming I'm a Red Sox fan, Mass. That I am. Yeah. I mean, obviously, I root for the Sox, right? I'm from Beantown. I grew up in the city, so I went to Fenway my whole life growing up. Andrew says, I'll turn in for sure. I'm going to be talking about a lot of things, Andrew. I'm going to be talking about politics. I'm going to be talking about, I mean, that subject of the gas pipes, the gas lines, the Nord Stream. I'd be talking about that probably all night, going over theories. I want to make it a place where people can come and express their opinions. That's what I want to make it. Those documents behind me are important. I believe in them fully and wholeheartedly. So I want to keep them alive. Sub the Boss says, I'm a Toronto Blue Jays fan. Actually, you guys, I don't even know what place you're in right now, Sub the Boss, but you got to be ahead of us. Tell me, by the way, I love the glasses, man. They're really tight.
Hey, thank you.
Where'd you get them from?
Amazon.
Okay, now you're really loud. Very loud. Audio. There you go. That might be better.
Amazon. Test 1, 2, 3.
Yep, that's better. That's better.
Eugene Miller asking about AVCT. We talked about it earlier in the chat. Eugene, they I don't know if you saw the news. They announced a reverse split at the end of the day in aftermarket. So it's down to 19 cents now.
You look pretty funny using that thing to look up at your top charts, I gotta say.
Yeah. 1
Stefano,
for 15.
Do you guys believe Lou is 1 for 15? That's a split?
Yep.
Okay. Can you see out of those, by the way? That's a good question, Hamid.
I can, yep.
Okay.
I can.
Okay. IP says it's not listed yet.
It's not listed. What does that mean?
I don't know.
I mean, AVCT is it was going to be delisted unless they did a reverse split. So in my mind, either there was going to be a Microsoft buyout or they were going to get delisted. So now maybe they'll be both. If you're holding it, if you're holding it, I hope that you get a Microsoft buyout. I just am not in the mood to risk my money in this market on gambling plays like that.
Yeah.
I got enough gambling plays.
I got enough risk, right? I got enough money at risk right now. Although I'll be honest with you, I don't think AMC is a risky bet right now. I don't at these prices. I don't think AMC is a risky
I have
bet.
some other ones though, like Spire
me too.
and backed holdings. I've got a few, and none of them are doing great.
No, I know. I got a couple bangers that aren't banging right now. They're getting spanked. That's okay. That's okay.
But those companies I believe in for the
can you
long
cover
term,
for me for
right?
1 second? Yes, exactly.
Those companies I believe
Yeah,
in, I'm not
absolutely.
buying them because I'm hoping for a buyout. That's
Right.
like the dumbest
Right.
reason in my mind. You got to realize you're gambling at that point, right? It could go
Right.
either way.
Right.
So don't ask me my opinion on those stocks because there's no financial opinion. My opinion is you're gambling and good luck. That's all. There's no analysis. You got to realize you're gambling, right?
Yeah,
It's a
absolutely.
50-50 shot at best.
Deborah says it's close, folks. Hang low. We got this. Yeah, Deborah, I think everyone's just hanging right now for dear life, right? And I get it. And we are all in the same boat. I want to just keep stressing that everyone is maybe making decisions, just trying to stay in this play. I some of you guys might be up against it right now, saying like, man, it's either I keep my AMC or, I pay electrical bill. I showed you the paper the other day. 57% of electrical bills are going up. Starting next month. 57%. So I mean, that's that's a whole position. That's a lot of money. I mean, you're talking about hundreds of dollars. So I get for a lot of the guys who AMC might be been their first stock that they bought and they're holding it right now and they're down the position. I understand the frustration and where everyone's coming. I think that we're still in a good fight. Just get played a little bit right now. But we'll tell how this is going to play out in the end. And I'm willing to risk the money I have in this play so far at this point.
Massalorian Steven wants to know if he got blocked from your stream.
No, absolutely not. I've never blocked anyone that I'm aware of. Not on purpose. No one ever.
Yeah, you're not blocked on mine, Steven, and I'm sure Massalorian can check into that. Keep in mind, we do have mods. We're pretty liberal on not blocking people unless you're, causing dissension in the chat with other people, or unless you're just being blatantly insulting to the hosts, you might get blocked. But we don't make a habit of blocking people.
If one of my mods has blocked Steven, could you please take it off? If someone has done it by accident,
I can show you how to check that.
Okay.
Later, Mass.
Okay.
Let's see. Someone else had a question. Sufyan says, did we hear back from Dr. Metzler? I've messaged him many times, Sufyan, and curiously, he's never directly addressed me.
Why do you think he hasn't answered you?
Doesn't want to come on a channel that might ask him real questions? I don't know.
I don't know. I mean, he seems like a guy that could handle anything we threw his way.
I was just happy. All I wanted to know that he was a real person, right? Everybody has different opinions. He's got a very optimistic opinion. That's cool with me. I have no problem with his opinions.
Sure.
I don't agree with them, but the main thing I wanted to know was that he was a real person. And once he did the interview with Boss, that was good enough for me. I really don't care after that. Really don't care.
I'm just curious to know where he stands right now, like what he thinks about everything that's going on. I'm just curious to hear what his opinion is. I mean,
he's still plugging away on Evergrande. They keep on delaying this whole lawsuit thing that he has going on. Welcome to dealing with China and the Cayman Islands. There's a reason that all these companies
go through the Cayman Islands
in Caymans.
Right. Exactly. There's a reason why. Sub the Hoss. Good night, man. Have a good one. Yeah, that's unfortunate. I would like to get him on. I'd just like to hear his opinion, just because he's a seasoned guy that I would like to hear from in situations like that. But okay.
Yeah. I mean, I would treat him with the same respect I treat any guest. It's never my intention to embarrass anyone, but I'm not gonna spoon feed them questions. I'm gonna ask them the questions that I want answered.
Yeah.
Someone asked.
Go ahead.
Let me just get this one in. It'll be real quick. Someone asked if APE could be delisted if it goes under $1 for, I think, 30 days. Then that is as far as I recall, that is the delisting criteria for NYSE. Could be wrong, but that's what I recall. You guys can You guys can fact check me on that.
Did you happen to catch any of Bingham's stream last night by any chance? AMC Bingham's?
I listened to one as I was going to sleep, but as I was listening to it, I think it was the one from like 3 nights ago.
Oh, okay. You had the wrong one.
I missed the first like 30 minutes of his first one.
Okay.
But as I was listening to it, it caught up to the point where I joined in. I was like, some of this sounds familiar.
I do that sometimes, right? I do that sometimes.
Is Al blocked? Nick said, I don't think Al is blocked for my channel.
Definitely not my channel. Definitely not. Vic C said, hold is all I can do. Glad you are still here. Most YouTubers are bitching out and will bandwagon once AMC runs again. See, that's the thing. How do you you can't bandwagon if you own the stock. I don't understand how you fucking bandwagon AMC. You're either in it or you're not in it. You can't bandwagon it. It's not something you can just pick up and drop at your convenience. I mean, I guess you could, but that's one hell of a way to lose a lot of money fast. It's just by randomly just at the drop of a dime, selling your whole position and then buying back in again. I mean, I don't understand how people are just dropping all of this, are just able to come on and say, oh, I'm just dropping AMC. I'm done with AMC. Okay. All right. Well, then you should be done with it and move on, right? Just don't come back. There's no one needs you if you've left. It's crazy.
Jersey Recycler said Highcroft should be getting a delisting notice from NASDAQ. If they stay under a buck, that is coming for Highcroft also. Yep. But then they'll have, what do they get? 180 days. And then they get a potential to protest that and, you know, have another 180 days. So it'll be a long time before they have to do a reverse split, but they will get a warning.
What happens to those call options when that happens? I'm not even sure. Do you know
What,
the
a
answer to
reverse
that?
split?
No. If Highcroft gets delisted.
Well, I would assume they'd be worthless.
Right.
I don't know.
Okay.
I've never had call options on a stock
Okay.
that was getting delisted. I'm sure we have some examples we could probably, there's a certain point where if your price falls, they're not even supposed to offer options on it.
Right. Right.
I would have to go look. It's not something I've spent a lot of time looking into. I might be able to let you know though, since I have Highcroft options expiring now in 2025.
Yeah, I was just gonna say that's what I was asking about. I'm like, what happens to your 2025 $1 call?
I guess I better figure it out.
That's what I was just wondering. I'm like, didn't Tony just say he had $1 calls for 2025?
Yeah, but I got a year for Highcroft to come up with some good news as far as I'm concerned.
Okay.
So.
Okay. Yeah, I'm sure you do.
And they were 35 cents. It's not like I spent a shit ton of money. I'm not buying $10,000 worth of Highcroft options.
Someone just said in my chat, Steven, yeah, I guess you did butt heads with someone in the chat. I didn't ban you. One of the mods did. So, guys, if you can fix that or did ban Steve, I got no issues with them being on here. You know me. I don't like to delist anyone. All right, Tony, can you cover me for 1 sec?
Yep.
Thank you.
Someone, let's see. Corbin says, if AMC announced they're going private, would it force, cover, and close? I've talked to people on Wall Street, Corbin, about that. I see on other tickers, I've seen that statement made many times. The company is going to go private, or this ticker is going to go private, and it's going to force the shorts to cover. So I asked someone on Wall Street, and he said 100% no, it does not force them to cover. Now, they will have to pay out in cash what they owe to the lender, but there's nothing that forces them to cover. Hopefully that answers your question. And the person I asked was a well-known short. Ant asking Highcroft delisting, can it happen? If they stay under $1, they'll get a delisting notice. They'll get 180 days. Then they'll have a chance to ask for an extension for another 180 days. So yes, there could be a delisting notice come, but it's not any short term right now. I mean, as we get closer to it becoming a problem, I'm going to let you know. We're not going to be sitting here telling you, like on these other channels, just ignore it. It's going to be fine. We'll talk about it in reality as the dates come up, because none of us want to be holding an OTC stock, but we got a long way to go for that. All right, what is the bottom for the SPY within the 6 months if it gets below 300? Let me pull my SPY chart back up here. Hang on one sec. I have a line drawn on here. I can put this, let me change my source to that screen. We've got the 200 moving average, and then we've got another support line that I put, which was basically just drawing out. It's not perfect, but along with the trend on the weekly chart. So these are kind of two levels that I'm looking at, that if we cross underneath either one of these, I would have some serious concerns, but these are where I think that we're headed. So the 200 EMA right now is at around 358. And then the support line that I have drawn is somewhere around 350. If we cross below that, then, I mean, we could go all the way. I mean, I don't know that we're in a situation like we were in 2020 where the economy's completely shutting down. So I don't really, in my world, I don't see us going back down to 210 or 280. Could it happen? Sure. But we're not like in a 2020 scenario where the government is shutting down all businesses. So that is a less likely scenario. But if we cross through 345 in the next few days, I don't know where it's going to stop. And when and if that happens, that is where I'm going to be looking for buying opportunities on Amazon, Tesla, Google, Microsoft, Apple. This is why I've been hesitating buying these companies just yet. If we cross through these points, you're going to find some great companies at very heavily discounted prices, because everybody's going to run away like their hair is on fire. And that is when I want to go in and buy. In the meantime, you know, if it doesn't get that bad, if we catch a bounce and we start coming back up, I might start dabbling in some of those stocks. But this is why I am not pulling the plug on these big. I'm not pulling the trigger on these big companies just yet. John's Day Trades. What's the difference between Highcroft and UAMY? I haven't looked at UAMY. Not sure. Can I play the piano? No, I can't. Harry Parrott talking about the $10 AMC and APE. I am not combining them. I don't see the logic in combining AMC and APE and trying to come up with some, what I said earlier in the chat about mental gymnastics. There is no combining stock prices, different tickers. to create a haircut. The price of AMC is under $10 and has been for a few weeks. That is that. If there was a haircut, it already happened at the middle of this month. I understand other people are saying something different. I just not on board with that, and that's fine. That's why you guys have different channels to listen to, and everyone's entitled to their own opinion. I got no hate for anybody.
Steven says, nope, still blocked on Master Stream, about to unsubscribe. 2 years and been nothing but respectful. Ridiculous.
Hey, have a little patience, Steven. Let them work it out.
Steven, simmer down now. I'm going to go in and unblock you as soon as I can. If I try to go in right now and do that, my audio is going to cut out. I'm going to get pixelated, look like a devil, and everyone's going to get pissed off. So
yeah,
just
give him till tomorrow, Steven. It's not like someone asked me if they were blocked yesterday, and I went on YouTube Studio and had to go into settings and look through all my people that are blocked. I have like 500 of these, the people that come in and spam crypto and porn sites. I have like 500 of them blocked. And after 500, you can't even see on YouTube who is blocked. They only show you 500. Yeah. So what you have to do, Massalorian, I can show you, but you might need Steven to send you a link to his YouTube profile. Okay. If you go to his YouTube page, even if he doesn't have videos, he has a YouTube profile, right? With a URL.
Okay.
If you go on your phone to his profile, you can see if he's blocked or not. You can't even do it on your desktop. It's not easy, but we have ways. We have ways, Steven, to get you taken care of, but it's not always as easy as just like punching a one button.
Yeah, if it was easy, Steven, I would do it right now.
There's not an unblock button.
Yeah, I'll do it, man, as soon as I can. You got my word on that. Not Super Steven. No. Free Steven. Free Steven. A guy I never blocked in the first place. Ay. Yeah, sorry about that, but we'll get you out of there as soon as I hang up with this. I'm actually gonna write it down just to make sure I don't forget.
Waka's World says the short that I spoke with, how do they feel about AMC? Well, he's not a fan of AMC, but that, like I said, I have acquaintances and friends. Teddy Zane, for example, he's not a short, he's not a hedge fund guy, but he doesn't like AMC. I'm still friends with Teddy. I have no problem with people not agreeing with my opinion on something. If they still have some value that we can exchange, then I want to maintain that line of communication.
New pen.
Prometheus says, Tony, you had a parody account. Yeah, I have a few of them, Prometheus. If you guys ever see on Twitter a fake account, they will DM you and ask you, how's your trading going? Blah, blah, blah. I will never DM you on Twitter and ask you that. So if you're getting those messages, check the spelling of the Twitter handle. This one is at Tony_Denaro, DEANRO. Report it. Because even if I report it, Twitter, they say they're hard on bots and shill accounts. It'll take them months, but the more of you that report it, the faster they'll get to it.
Shirley and G said Steven Seibert is Coolio. Shirley, I think he's cool, right? We're saying he's a cool guy. Coolio's no longer with us. So unless he defected to the enemy, we'll get him. Someone said, Adrian says that I can see exactly. Okay, I'm going to find out everything when we get off here. Don't forget that. Lupe, how you doing tonight, Lupe? Good evening. I just got thrown on to the I just got thrown on big. Thanks, Tony. Coolio lives. Yes, he does. Coolio lives. Oh,
Yes, surely if you're having conversations with me on Twitter, that's not me. Now, if you guys DM me and ask me a question, I do try and answer those as I can on Twitter. I'm not on Twitter a whole lot, but as I see them and as I have time, I try and answer most of those. Thoughts on GTII, Stefano? Hey, it's been on a great run, but it is a OTC stock. I don't know that there's really a whole lot of short interest on it. I think there's a lot of retail FOMO. And as long as that continues, it will go up until the day that it doesn't go up. So if you're ahead, I'd take some money off the table. And if you want to let the house money ride, then knock yourself out. Did Massalorian freeze up? Oh, there he is.
No. Just someone CSI just said who got hit with $1.8 billion in fines.
I saw some headline about a bunch of brokers got
like a dozen different banks on Wall Street.
Yeah, they were using WhatsApp, they were using communication protocols that are not able to be recorded. Of course they are, right? We know they do this shit. They will always try and find ways around the rules, but they got caught. I haven't read all the specific. This was been going around in the background for months, right? I first heard about this 4, 5, 6 months ago, but the fines just got handed out.
I was gonna say, I remember hearing about it in December of last year.
Yeah. The fines just got handed out. So I don't recall, since it's been so long since I heard about it, but I would just guess, knowing the SEC, that this is something that they've been doing for the last few years, right?
Mm-hmm.
You know how the SEC moves at a turtle's pace. They probably started probably started using WhatsApp in 2018, and they're just now getting fined for it.
Right. I remember hearing about this last winter. I know that this was brought up. So I guess those are just coming across the board right now. And that would make sense as to why we're seeing it at this moment.
Make no mistake. These guys are milking the system, screwing us over, knowingly doing stuff they know they're not supposed to do. And that is why I think that as retail investors, we should not stop being quiet.
No, not for a second. Not for a goddamn second. No, absolutely not. We're still, listen, at the end of the day, we're still battling for a fair market. With this play, with everything we do, with every live stream, with every upload, with every penny I spend on this channel, it is still in a battle to the end with these guys on leveling out the playing field. And for me, this has become much more than just a play on AMC and getting paid. This is a battle for a fairer market, getting back to supply and demand, getting rid of payment for order flow. There's a million things. And whether that's going to take an act of Congress, like they say as a joke, but like literally that's what we need, whatever it takes, I'm in there for the long haul. And the same with holding my shares. All that's part of the war that I'm trying to wage right now. It's a good versus evil thing in my book. So
I was thinking about that the other day. It makes me so mad knowing that they know all the rules. I mean, this is their job, right? They know all the rules. They've got the smartest people, the best lawyers, the highest paid, and they know all the way around the rules.
Yeah.
And what do we have?
The best computers.
What do we have? We got FTD and short reports that are 30 days delayed. We got jack shit. We got nobody in our corner. We got the SEC saying they're in our corner and then making commercials against us. We got nobody except our own wits.
Right.
And that is why I say, play it smart, and to a certain extent, play the game they're playing also, at least with some of your money.
Yep.
Like you want to play AVCTs and GTIIs, great. But recognize that there's probably some hedge fund fuck pushing that GTII thing to certain YouTubers to get them to pump it to take your money. They're just waiting for the trap to get big enough to spring it.
Yep. And listen,
So
the longer we stay on here, the longer we continue up with this fight, the more attention we'll continue to bring for it. And in everyone who's out there holding with us, thank you, because without all of you guys, then there will be no fight. There will be no screaming out for a more fair market. And look, they have been in siphoning off money. This government has been siphoning money off the middle class for the better part of the last 2 decades. Going all the way back to, and I hate to bring this up, but going all the way back to September 10th of 2021, the day before 9/11, when Donald Rumsfeld walked out into a stage and said the Pentagon cannot account for $2.3 trillion. And then the next day we were hit by 4 airplanes. And ever since, and people forget about that number, that 2.3 trillion, which if you put that in for inflation today, we're talking more like $10 trillion back in 2001. And that was the first wake-up sign for me that, hey, something's going on here. It isn't right. And that narrative kind of died down because, obviously we were attacked the next day. But I just feel like this has spiraled into something way more than just a play on AMC. And absolutely, it is a lot to do with AMC, but it's the overall odds that we're up against and the criminal activity that has taken place and has literally crushed us. Like I said a couple weeks ago, it went from 2 weeks to fix the curve, or to whatever the word was, to 2 years of crushing the middle class. And I know what's happened to me and a lot of people that I love and know. And so this continues on, and that's why I'll keep getting on here and working on it during the day and calling you up and talking to you and emailing and talking to other people. And the fight will continue. And, and AMC will be along for the ride with me in my portfolio. And I'll buy when I think I can scoop up shares at a good price. And I'll hold until we can squeeze these guys. And if not, then we got to get to the bottom of what went wrong. Then we got to figure out who's involved, why are they doing this? I mean, we know a lot of answers to these questions, but maybe it's something we need to talk about out in the open instead of constantly being afraid to talk about it for fear of demonetization or a strike or your channel getting taken down. Just like Russell Brand the other day took off and said, you know what, F you, YouTube, I'm out of here, and went to Rumble. You know what? A lot of people might start doing that because it might be the only way we're going to be able to get our point across without being silenced. Sorry, I went on a ramble there, but a rage.
No, you're entitled. We all got to ramble and rant. One thing I was thinking about that made me really mad the other night as I was getting ready to go to sleep, I was just thinking of all these headlines, and you guys have all seen them, like the market correction can't end until retail gives up and sells. They're talking about everything, right?
Right.
Not AMC, just like retail hasn't capitulated yet. I've spent my life hearing people say, buy and hold for the long term, be a long-term investor. But then right now they're pushing this narrative of retail needs to give up. We need to break retail to get this market correction over with. It just makes me so angry to hear this bullshit come in on legitimate news channels.
I know.
That
I know.
I mean, there will be retail that breaks. That's been the narrative I've been trying to counsel you guys about for the past few weeks on my videos. Do not be the one that breaks. You will come out on the other side of this okay if you maintain that long-term investor perspective, but it's going to be hell in the meantime, mentally and emotionally for you. But if you've invested in companies that are not going to go bankrupt, and I don't think AMC is, other people might have a different opinion. That's fine. You can think AMC is going to go bankrupt. I personally don't think movie theaters are going anywhere, and I think that Adam Aaron and AMC have a way to pay off the debt now with APE. Is it going to be dilution? Is it going to be rainbows and unicorns for us? No, it's not. But I don't think the company's going bankrupt. So like Massalorian just said, I'm going to look for opportunities to add to my position when it's cheap and when I have the money, and wait for the market to come back up and the economy to get fixed. And I think AMC will be fine. In the meantime, if some catalyst happens, beautiful. But I'm thinking more long-term now for it. And that's not because I want to talk about AMC for 3 more years.
No.
That's my channel is not about AMC. It's about whatever you guys want to talk about and what I want to talk about.
Mm-hmm.
And we've already had this conversation 100 times. If I wanted my channel to be about AMC, I'd put out 10 videos a day under the lamppost talking nonsense like the dude up in New York.
I gotta say,
I make videos when I have something to say about what I want to talk about.
I gotta say, I was talking to one of you guys earlier today, and they said, "Why don't you just?" I said, I'm trying to get, because I'm trying to get everything off that old computer onto a hard drive so I can get it onto the new computer. All like my outro music, the intro music, my sound bites, the clips. All that has to be transferred, right? So I have to manually start downloading that one by one. Someone said, "Why don't you just jump on and make a video on your phone?" And I was like, I could do that. I could just jump on, start making videos on my phone and not have gone through all of this that I've gone through. But I feel like it's so important what we're doing. And someone just said in the comments, I'm sorry who it was, but someone said, "Mass, yeah, but the community is splintered." I mean, the community is no longer together. I think we're splintered right now. I think some people have sold off and some people have left, but there's still a good chunk of people. And I'm interested to see what the new numbers are, but I still think a lot of people are in this playing in it for the long haul, no matter what's going to happen over the next couple months. And like I said, I still think I see a bullish scenario happening in this market before the midterms. And I think this week was a little bit of a fake out, but we'll see. We'll see. I think it's a little early, but at some point, especially heading up towards November, I still think we'll see a bull run. And if that unknown catalyst comes in the meantime, then so be it. We'll be here ready for it. And I already have my shares and I'm not worried about it, right? I've always said since August 31st that I would reevaluate my position if the time came. And really nothing for me has changed too much, except that, a lot of things I see are getting better for this actual company. I think that the positive news on Hycroft doesn't hurt it. Any type of news we're getting out of there that's good is bullish for AMC. I know Q3 numbers are going to stink, but Q4 could be amazing. So,
why the community is splintered?
Why?
Because we have people that are come to the realization that this might be a long-term play now, as painful as that realization is. And then we still have people saying that it's going to MOASS tomorrow.
Right. That's an issue. That's an issue.
I mean, that will create a splinter, right? I mean,
yeah.
I cannot have a conversation with people that are saying that it's going to MOASS tomorrow because of blah, 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 blah. Or it's just like, we can still be friends. We all have the same goal, but I can't have a conversation with them because they're not living in a world of reality. Like every day that what they predicted doesn't happen, they spend a few days and come up with something new. It's like you guys are literally creating your own fiction just to keep yourself pumped up. And that's cool if that's what you need to do. But I'd suggest just like easing back and relaxing into the fact that if you think the company is not going bankrupt, that can be an okay conviction. And if all the other stuff happens, well, that's a bonus then.
Right.
If I thought AMC was going bankrupt, I would not hold it, period, at this point.
No
I'll tell
way.
you straight up.
I would be gonzo. That money would be in any other stock right now. Any other stock. Yep. No way would I still be holding.
All the short squeeze catalysts, those, none of them worked. People are coming up with fantasy theories right now to keep themselves mentally motivated. I do not believe in any of the nonsense that's on Twitter or Reddit. It'd be great. It'd be great if it happens. It'd be great, right? I hope it does. But I'm in it now, you know, to give Adam Aaron a chance to fix the company. And it's not going to $100,000 or $1 million per share. But I still think that once the shorts are convinced that they made a bad bet, that the price will go up higher than I paid for it.
Yes. Yes. Not going bankrupt. No chance.
I mean, there's always a chance, right? If they steer the ship into the rocks.
Well, yeah, there's always.
But I don't believe that's happening, or I would not be holding the stock. So that's where I'm at. I've heard plenty of people. Your buddy Chris Norland is convinced it's going bankrupt. He has no doubt, but he's also he's a film and arts professor, not an economics professor. So I could give two shits what Chris Norland has to say.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm not going to buy this stock because of Chris Norland. Neither will I sell the stock because of Chris Norland. He's not going to get me to do either. So I bought the stock because I believed in AMC, and I eventually bought it because I believed in the community, and I started to believe in the CEO. Now, the community still has not let me down. And, you know, I get it. I know a lot of YouTubers are burnt out right now. And look, we're all burnt out from talking about AMC, no doubt about it. I mean, God, if I had a nickel, I wouldn't need my shares, right? For every time I said AMC in the last year and a half. But regardless of that fact, the show goes on, right? Every day we wake up, the market's there, and APE and AMC are there, and they're ticking along. So you're either on for the ride or you get off the train. And everyone here in the chat's still on for the ride. So, and I think everyone who's been holding, because there are people who are still red in this stock that are bought in at 50, at 40, at 30. And, you know, we're holding out to try to get back around up and past those numbers so you guys can get profitable, not just, you know, the guys like us who got in earlier back in 2021. It's a matter now of holding for other people to come back around and pick them up. So just hang on, guys, if you can. Hang on.
Eugene says, so why hold instead of trading AMC? You can do what you want, Eugene. There have been days, you know, every 3 months or so where these stocks run based on no news. So I don't want to be out of it on that. That's just my personal decision. You guys do what you want.
We've seen it happen.
I'm not here to give anyone financial advice. You do what you want. I'm just talking about what I'm doing.
Just remember how fast those last couple runs have been when we've gone up to 34 and 27. They come quick and furious and fast. And if you aren't there in the jump, you're going to get left in the dust. I don't want to be caught in that position, right? For that same reason, well, I sell covered calls on my other positions. I don't do them on AMC, even though it is a very large position and I could make a lot of money 9 times out of 10. But I don't want to be exposed with covered calls on the wrong stock price on the day that it has this mysterious run up. I just don't. Look, if I do think that there will be a run up in this stock. And if I think that, I would be foolish to sell covered calls on it. That's just my opinion, though. Yep. Surely. Peace, love. Let's get to his question here real quick. Why are most YouTubers
was talking about long-term in terms of AMC, APE is the pouncer. It's not whatever happens to AMC will happen by Q1. I think really peace, love. I mean, that is a good question. And I see lots of debate on different channels, both for AMC and against it. People making fun of the pounce on Twitter. I think it really depends on, in your mind, what you define as the pounce. And in Adam Aaron's mind, what he defines as the pounce. And those two may not be matching up. I think, I'm trying to put myself in Adam Aaron's mind. His idea of a pounce might not be what the most hardcore AMC hype ape thinks a pounce is. You want a pounce to say MOASS tomorrow. Adam Aaron, I think, is thinking along the lines of, we're not going bankrupt.
Yep.
So can you see how those might not line up? If Adam Aaron's definition as a CEO is, I'm saving this company, we're not going to a penny, that has nothing to do with MOASS or a short squeeze.
Correct.
For him, that could be the pounce. And so you have to accept that there might be multiple definitions, and you might have given the word pounce a meaning that he did not intend for it to be. That's just my thoughts. What do you think, Mess?
No, I agree with you. I agree with you 100%. And I think that, I think that AMC in Q1, when we see the Q4 numbers next April, and I know that seems like a long way away, but you're going to wake up tomorrow and it's going to be April 1st. Let's not kid ourselves. How fast has it seems like yesterday that run up happened in June, honestly. And I know a lot's happened in between then, but we're going to wake up tomorrow. It's going to be April 1st. And in reality, most of us are still going to probably be here because we've kind of turned into long-term shareholders now. And I got into this for a squeeze play, and I definitely saw it squeeze back in January of last year. Then I saw it squeeze again in June. I've seen it squeeze a couple times. I haven't seen it squeeze to the numbers that I'm looking for, right? I got into this for more money than I've seen the numbers go to. And we may not get back there again. I don't know. I have no clue what's going to happen in the market. But I'm buying my shares and I'm holding my shares based on the thesis that this will still happen. And you want to answer that question about the current business model?
Yep.
Sure.
Let's hit all the hard questions tonight, right? I look at any company, every single company, I look at their financial statements to determine if the business model is sustainable. What is the basis of sustainable? It is either positive earnings showing that you're making a profit, or enough cash in the bank to burn until you get to positive earnings, right?
Yes.
And I do not like, and I don't generally buy companies, and I don't like talking about them. You guys hear me shit on these little penny stock plays every day that I'm live that people bring in where the price is going down and the earnings are getting worse and worse every quarter, because I don't like that type of financial statement. But here is the difference that I see with AMC. They got obliterated in 2020 because everything shut down, including Hollywood, and they're crawling out of the hole. And next year is going to be a fantastic year for movies, and those earnings are getting better and better every quarter as we get back there. So I'm in the boat of give them a chance. They're making steps into the right direction. It's not sustainable if it stayed right where it is right now and nothing changed. No, it's not sustainable. They're losing money every quarter. That's an indisputable fact.
Yep.
But they're moving in the right direction, and next year will be better than this year, and this year was better than last year. So that is what I'm watching. And if that ever changes, I will tell you guys that it's not sustainable.
Yeah.
But we're not hiding from the fact. We're not hiding from the fact that they're losing money, just like GameStop's losing money. But they're moving in a direction of getting to sustainability, and they must address the debt. They must. And that also is now happening.
CSI said, do you remember him commenting about the head fake? Yeah, I do. Yeah. Yeah. We'll see if maybe there is some head fake coming, right, CSI? I don't know. That's time will tell. But yeah, I do remember him saying that. And the other thing was someone just said, damn it, I hate this. I can't go back and look at the chat. Shit. Man, I hate this. I can't go back and look at the. All
Well,
right,
you
never
can be
mind.
in charge next time.
No. I know, no.
If you have your
Not that big of a deal.
YouTube chat open in a pop-up, you can look at that. But if it was on my channel, you can't look at it.
Yeah,
What was the
that's okay.
I can pull it up here. What was the first sentence?
Someone was asking about, someone was saying about, oh God, can't remember what the hell it was now. Oh,
BC also says Highcroft popcorn, Hollywood back up and running. Yeah. Highcroft is it's a good potential. If Highcroft comes up with some real news, Highcroft could be a great investment, right? I have no idea if they are or not, but if they do, that will be a great boost to AMC's earnings per share down the road. I'm looking at 2 years out for that paying off.
There you go. Do you want to read Andrew's comment? Andrew?
Let me find it. Was it a recent one? CSI,
Yeah.
I see your comment there about diluted earnings per share. Come back and remind me. Andrew. The POUNCE was APE. Is that it?
Yeah, that one. Yep, that's it.
If it didn't get halted day one, price most likely would have been $10 to $12. Conservative if he sold at that price, AMC debt free.
Now,
I mean,
all those halts that we had were all legitimate halts that day, correct?
They were all on the way down too, weren't they?
Yeah, from what I remember.
Didn't get halted on the way up. I don't remember. I mean, it opened at $6 or $7. It popped up to 10 real quick. And then we know there have been many people pre-programming everybody to sell, right? Do you remember one or two YouTubers telling people to get out of APE? Yes. I think a lot of people took that to heart. A lot of people immediately thought the best thing to do would be to sell. And I mean, look, if you sold at $7 or $10, yeah, in retrospect, seeing that we're at $3 or $2.90, that is probably, in the moment, that was a good decision. But you also obliterated APE by doing that.
Alan, I think Against All Odds is definitely going to be turned into a screenplay. 100%.
I got a couple of other comments here. Oh, I wanted to come back to this one. This is a really good tinfoil hat. I had to connect a couple dots here and read the whole thing before at first, when I read the first sentence, I was like, no. But then I got all the way through. I was like, do you guys think the government wants the squeeze to happen and bankrupt the hedge funds, then blame retail for collapsing the economy and instituting the digital dollar?
The digital dollar, man, it's a great plan.
That's a lot of rock skips across the pond.
But it's a perfect plan. If it can be executed, it's a brilliant plan. I hope we're involved with it. They can blame us all I want if my account says $2 million.
But I mean, I'd hate to think that they're that devious, but knowing the government in the world of possibilities, just like could some Navy SEALs have been the one that bombed the Nord pipeline? Who knows, guys?
I don't know.
I wouldn't put anything past them. I've always said on this channel, I don't think that the government wants AMC to squeeze to get a bunch of tax revenue, right? I think that's a bit of a stretch. Yeah. They want it to squeeze so that they can make trillions in taxes. Yeah. But
that's kind of a stretch for me too.
But could they let's just separate the squeeze.
Sure.
Could they use any market crash as a excuse to implement a digital dollar? Now maybe we could have a conversation.
Absolutely.
But I really think the digital dollar potentially is coming just as a means of controlling the public down the road, no matter what happens, no matter squeeze or not. This is something we need to keep an eye on. Now they're talking the right talk right now. I did a video with the SEC testimony about 3 or 4 months ago on the CBDC, and they're saying we're going to limit it to $10,000 per person. And if we have a central bank digital currency, it would ruin the banking industry, which it would.
Yeah.
Right. If everyone went to CBDC, banks and small banks would cease to exist.
Yep.
Because
Did
they make their money by making loans and, multiplying the dollar.
Guess what they allowed to stay open during COVID? Liquor stores, marijuana shops, and what else? Liquor stores, marijuana. There's a lot of things they left open. They closed certain things down, right, during the 2 weeks to stop the spread.
Because why? They knew they would have a revolt if they didn't.
I don't know.
Why do you think they did that?
Good
Keep the
question.
people lubricated.
Nice and numb. I don't know.
Yeah.
As long as you're drinking and smoking, you're not too worried about and collecting an unemployment check. You're not too worried about the other situations going on in the world, right? So just so we're clear here, and just so we're clear, because Tony brought this up earlier, and I want to make sure that we cover Tony on this. The United States Navy had a ship less than 30 miles from where the explosions in the pipeline were that was sent out with a particular demolition crew, not Navy SEALs, but an actual demolition crew. They were out on a Navy ship just 30 miles from where the pipeline was detonated, where the explosion was. So it's not 100. See how Tony just takes himself off the screen when I say this? He just doesn't even want to be in the same frame.
No, it's because I was taking a puff.
Okay. No, I'm just kidding, of course. But yeah, honestly, that's been confirmed. I saw that just not even 10 minutes ago. That they had a explosives team that was flown out to the ship in the middle of the Baltic. What they were doing out there, God knows, but probably not blowing up pipelines, I'm sure. But forget, it's more than likely right, since they could always just turn off the pipeline, right? So why not go blow it up when you can just turn the spigot off? Let's send divers down and risk lives to blow it up from underwater when we have control of the tap. Doesn't make much sense, but where can that information be found? Hang on, 1796 Patriot, let me tell you. Oh, they already deleted his tweet, I guess. So if you go over to Jackson Hinkle's Twitter, at Jackson Hinkle. Let's see. I wonder if they had to take it down. Can't be that fast because he just reported on it this afternoon.
Yeah, I saw someone talking about that, but I haven't seen any like confirmations of it. So
yep, find some confirmation on that. Give me 1 second.
Sufyan is asking about
you can
diluted.
continue on, but
yeah, Sufyan is asking a question about diluted earnings per share. I talked about this when I did my Meet Kevin response to selling APE. Why you're not going to avoid dilution if you move all your money from APE into AMC. The APE, as we know, will be additional shares. That will be on the denominator of this formula here. So the earnings for AMC will be the average shares, AMC plus the dilutive shares, the preferred stock shares, APE. And you will have diluted earnings per share. So
all right. So you want me to run this down?
yeah. I mean, did you find it?
Yeah. So let's see. Let's see. Okay. So first of all, let's get earthquakes out of the way. It wasn't anything like that. This was several well-targeted and massive explosions. According to a Swedish seismologist on Tuesday, he is certain this activity detected at the site of the Nord Stream pipeline in the Baltic Sea was caused by explosions, not an earthquake. Also, the ship here. Okay, so Rear Admiral John Minomi, commander of the Expeditionary Strike Group 2J, also noted that they had mine countermeasure operations taking place in this vicinity. This task group is called the Baltops, which is a Baltic Sea region mine countermeasure task group, the U.S. Navy from the Big Fleet. And they were there on the USS Kearsarge, which is being escorted by 2 other ships that took part in NATO maneuvers just off of the Scandinavian coast in the Baltic Sea. So, there you go. I don't know if that proves the United States did it, but I mean, that seems very coincidental that you had these ships right in the same area with these particular people on board.
Who was the owner of those ships?
The United States. So it's the USS Kearsarge, which were being escorted by the landing ships USS Arlington and USS Gunston Hall. They were taking part in those NATO maneuvers right outside of where this happened.
I've watched some fascinating videos about Navy SEALs training and these little submersible vehicles they have. You know, it's like an underwater motorcycle.
Yeah, someone's talking about that.
They can go a long way quickly.
Yes, someone's talking about that. 30, 40 miles away is a long swim. Those underwater submersible subs they have, like those 6-person ones, you could go a long way quickly. Yeah, those things.
Yeah, I forgot about those. They have the individual ones. It's kind of like think of a wave rider or a wave runner, but they also have the miniature subs like the 2-man or 6-man.
Yep,
that can go even further and deeper, probably.
Yep. Radek Sikorsky, MEP, retweeted Russian passport found floating in bubbles. I'm sure they did. I'm sure they found lots of Russian passports floating in the bubbles. Because, of course, the Russians blew themselves up after they blew up the pipeline, right? Oh, boy. Why not? Oh, God. All right. I'm going to stop with the conspiracy theories, but that has been confirmed. I just wanted to report. They are out there conducting operations just 30 miles from where this happened. Just happened. Oh, boy. Again, why would Russia not just turn off the spigot? They have control of the pipelines in Russia. If they don't want the oil to go to Germany, all they have to do is turn the ball valve and it shuts it off. There's no need to send anyone down to blow it up. By the way, thanks to whoever did that as we fight global warming. Thanks for releasing all that methane.
I got a reminder from MC that it's 5 o'clock somewhere. Thank you, MC. I'm going to have a shot for my buddy MC.
Yes, Mr. MC. Always got to do a shot for MC.
When I showed Scarlett these shot glasses, she's like, holy shit, that is a big-ass glass. These are like 2 ounces.
It's nice, though. By the way, this is... have you ever seen this before? The flaming...
No. Is that tequila?
Leprechaun. No, this is actually gin.
Oh, I did buy Irish whiskey, by the way, which
Oh, did
I'll
you?
bring out. Yeah,
Where'd you get Bushmills?
I did. Yeah, I got the
Nice.
Bushmills, but I think I got the black in a sherry cask.
Good stuff.
I've been on Scotch for so long that I was like, I've put Irish whiskey aside for a good decade or more. It might be time to go back through and refamiliarize myself. So you can
Yeah,
expect to see a few of those
that used to be
coming
my
up.
drink. Back when me and Pam were dancing at the La Jolla Marriott salsa dancing, I used to always get a Guinness with the Bushmills. Nice
You and
Bushmills
Pam,
neat. Yeah, remember we discovered that Pam was taking salsa lessons at the place where I worked, where I bartended in San Diego a couple weeks ago. Do you remember that in the live stream?
yeah,
Do you do? Okay, yeah. So
yeah.
that's what I was making fun of. But that was my drink back then. Was Bushmills neat with a Guinness. Yeah, cheers. Hopefully we don't lose any more homies. Hopefully we won't lose
Good
any more
Lord.
homies.
Yeah, all shots tonight are dedicated to those who we have lost along the way. And I know we have lost some people. And I want to thank you guys. As Jackson Hunter says, I want to thank you guys for tuning into channels where you can get some emotional gravitas. So
yes.
this is where you come to learn to be cold-blooded, emotionally dead, and survive through however long this takes. Because I know, I see it,
Right.
I hear from you that some of you are
And to those
you're losing it emotionally. And we see it with the Trays and everybody else that they maybe not Trey, maybe Trey's not losing it emotionally, but the people in his chat are losing it, which have an effect on him. We got to calm the F down and be patient because you are in a bear market, like it or not. And as I've said for a year, in a bear market, everything is going to go down. The fact that I knew that, the fact that I've already accepted it a year ago is why I can go through every day right now, just like, well, we knew this was coming.
right.
If you expect it, then you can live with it. The people who are expecting the clickbait MOASS tomorrow are the ones that are losing their shit because they got lied to.
Yep.
So
Someone asked what would be the reason for the US to do that, to sabotage the pipelines. And the reason the US would do that is to keep the rest of Europe in the war. As long as those pipelines aren't able, they could be used as leverage by Russia. But now they're saying the pipelines might be irreparable. So no longer can Russia use that. They can't hold that over their head. So now this basically drags the rest of these NATO countries into a war, especially Germany, because it affects them the most. And go ahead. I'm sorry. Yes.
I don't know if you know, but we have LNG processing facilities that can ship LNG from the ports of the US to Europe too.
Not only that, but we just opened a new pipeline, the US did, that skips around Ukraine and Russia and runs directly through Poland. You know that, right? That
No.
opened the day before. Yeah. 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 Listen, they said it very clearly back in February. He said, and Victoria Nuland both said, if the Nord Stream pipelines need to be shut down, we will shut it down. The reporter said, how will you do it? He said, don't worry about it. We'll get it done. I'm just saying. Those were Joe and Victoria's words, not mine.
David says, how do you feel about buying, selling leaps in the market at this time? David, I have some leaps. That I've talked about on Royal Caribbean, and
I forgot about those. You're still praying. You're still praying.
I opened up my Fidelity account today because I was doing a little test for Casey Shaw about buying on directed trade less than 100 shares, which, by the way, I was able to do. on Fidelity Active Trader Pro, and I'll get back to the leaps. Fidelity Active Trader Pro on my account today, I directed 10 shares and got immediate fulfillment on AMC on XNYS. That's the New York Stock Exchange. And someone had just said on Casey Shaw that they were not able to buy APE on IEX. So right after that, I changed my directed trade to IEX and I bought 5 shares of APE. So I read this on Reddit a year ago that you couldn't buy on Fidelity or on XNYS, the New York Stock Exchange, under 100 shares. Guys,
Yes.
I've been doing it. I've been doing it for a year. Sometimes I buy 100 shares. Sometimes I buy less. I've never once got a message that I couldn't buy because it was less than 100. So I don't know about people that are experiencing that. I'm not saying they're wrong. I'm just saying I've never experienced that. And I have my default set to XNYS. And I've never once got my trade rejected because it was less than 100 shares. Now, getting back to buying or selling leaps, I am down thousands of dollars on my Royal Caribbean leaps, which expire in January. At this point, that's probably going to be a total loss.
Yeah.
You want to laugh at me for having a loss?
No, but
no, I know some people do. Like I know some of the people in the chat are just they want to hear about my losses. He never talks about his losses. Well, I never talk about it except in VIP. I'll post it, but in my Discord. But I'll just tell you right now, those Royal Caribbean leaps on my Fidelity account, if I remember correctly today, as I was glancing while I was trying to do the trade on APE and AMC, I think it said they were worth $138. I mean, I almost could have bought Scarlett a car with those leaps.
Man.
So how do I feel about buying and selling leaps? Not too great. Not too great.
Yeah.
I was expecting that cruise lines would be back in full, by 2023, cruise lines would be back in full
swing.
But who knew that we were going to have an extended bear market this bad?
Yeah.
I didn't think it would be this bad this long.
Yeah.
So it is what it is, guys. Look, I've made money on plenty of other plays. I don't invest in any one play more than I'm willing to lose, especially in options.
We were told for years that the former president was going to bring us to the brink of World War III. We were told for years that we had to watch out because he was crazy and he has the new codes and he's going to get us into trouble and we're going to be at war. And now here we are in 2022. And guess what? It's actually the reverse of what we thought. We're closer to World War III right now than we ever have been. We're closer to nuclear war than we ever have been. Also, the inflation in the economy is effed right now, and that all happened since 2020. And I'm not blaming the current administration. I understand that COVID had a lot to do with it, of why we are feeling the pain that we're feeling right now. But it was also monetary policies that were being implemented. It was also the $5.5 trillion that was kicked upwards to the 1% during the pandemic. All of these things have played its role into where we are right now. So don't forget all of the BS. When you bought those, when you made those calls back then, you didn't expect we'd be sitting in a situation right now that we're in. And the only reason we don't see $5 a gallon gas right now is because we opened the goddamn national reserves. So don't feel so bad. It wasn't that you made the worst call ever. It was that everything has worked against you in that as far as it goes for cruise lines. You couldn't have picked a worse stock, right? Sorry.
Keep going. You're on a roll.
Get ready, folks. This is what's coming in the future of the Massalorian channel. Just get ready. I'm priming you now. Going to be tuned out by many of you. Trust me. Sorry.
All right. What other questions you guys got?
Yeah, because I gotta skip soon, Tony. Like the next like 10, 15 minutes by like 10 past 12. I'm gonna go. It's the liquor. You go. Come on, man. It's the liquor. It's just the liquor talking. I know, seriously.
You're breaking up. Is he breaking up for you guys? He's trying to do that. When you're on the phone with your girlfriend or your wife and you're like, "Hey, honey, you're breaking up." Yeah. No. You guys have never done that. I can't hear you. Bloop. Sorry, the call disconnected. Massalorian, look at him. James says, what's your opinion of AMC Bigham's theory on everything that's happened with Phase 6 and his other theories? James, Bigham's does good DD on these stuff. Phase 6, he knows way more about it than I do. I let him talk about that. I try not to look. I would have to spend weeks to get up to speed on Phase 6 to the level that he's at. So my comments on it are, I'm just going to say, I hope he's right, but I'm not basing any of my decisions based on anybody else due diligence. And if he's correct, we're going to be so fucking rich. We clearly, Phase 6 is a legit thing. Clearly it's coming. But I also know that there were 5 phases before that covering all of the big institutions. What really has happened in the first 5 phases? Now we're in Phase 6, which covers all the small guys, covers by far the largest number of them. Anything could happen. I hope that something happens, but I'm not going to wake up every day thinking that Phase 6 is going to create MOASS tomorrow. If it happens, great. That'd be fantastic. But I'm not pinning any of my investments on anybody else's due diligence. Yeah, Massalorian said Russia and the pipeline too many times and YouTube shorted his channel. He's probably been banned for a week now. Let me see if Massalorian texted me. Usually when he goes, hang on one second. Hello.
Hey, I just totally lost all internet. I have no idea why I have no internet. I'm trying to reconnect.
The government sent an EMP right to your place. All right. Okay. Okay.
Give my luck to everyone, and I guess call me when you're done.
Okay.
I'm gonna watch.
Bye.
I can on my phone. Okay, bye.
All right. He says he lost all internet signal. You know, in my military training, we I went to a 1-year tech school that was a mix of radar and electronics, and the system that we worked on for the jets could send out radar jamming and electro pulses to interfere with the enemy. So we used to dream up systems where if a police car was shooting radar at you, that you could manipulate the radar signal and either jam it on the way back or tell it an incorrect number for your speed, like you're going 55. So I've always been fascinated by radar jamming and electromagnetic pulses. I think they took Massalorian out. He talked too much truth about the pipeline in the Baltic Sea. Diaz, what's going on, buddy? So as far as what's going on tomorrow should be interesting. Yeah, someone checked the futures for me. Last time I checked them before I came on, I think futures were down. I'm just going to say between now and the election, and Massalorian and I were chatting on the phone yesterday after the run up in the market. He said, "Hey, do you think that this is going to be long lived?" I said, "Nope. I think yesterday was a retail pump and dump, a retail setup, a retail, steal your money, trick you into buying some calls right before Friday." And so I actually thought that today was going to be a down day. It was far worse than I thought, unfortunately, but not surprised that today was a down day. Wouldn't be surprised if tomorrow's a down day. Take it easy on your gambling plays, on your options. I'm not doing a lot of trading. That's why I'm not online during the days right now, is because I'm not going to come live stream just to watch the market melt down and not do any trades, because I'm trying to be conservative and, maintain my position. I don't want to gamble one day when the market is topsy-turvy. I like to do day trades when I know fairly confidently what direction the market's going to go. Right now, clearly, it's mostly going down, and I'm just not a shorting channel. Maybe I need to become one if this lasts another year. But at some point, the lower it goes, we're going to hit a point where, and I hear the guys on the talking heads on TV saying, there's a certain point where they're going to become a buyer. It's probably around 325 on the SPY. We're a long way away from that. But at some point, if a correction happens enough, money's going to come back in. Right now, everybody, the pros, all of them are risk off. They're waiting. They don't want to put their money on the table and then lose another 10%. So I would tell you guys the same thing. The same way I'm managing my plays is if you got a big wad, don't put it all in the market on one day. You got time, guys. You got time. Be smart. Dollar cost average, even someone asked me the other day, he said I don't know where he was getting his money, but he said, "I got 5 figures coming to me. Should I put it all on AMC or should I put it all on APE this week?" And I said, first of all, if I had 5 figures coming to me, I don't know that I would try and pick AMC over APE. If you got a big amount, probably split it up if that's where you want to put it. But second of all, don't do it all on one day. Spread it out, because none of us know where the bottom is. And I mean that for all stocks right now. The main reason I've not bought Amazon, Tesla, Microsoft, Google, Apple, I think that there is a very good opportunity to get a lot of these companies, which are money-making companies, which will be powerhouse plays over the next 5 or 10 years. There'll be an opportunity to get them cheaper than today. Eric says, where did you get the glasses? Amazon. What is the short interest on AMC? Last time I checked, which was yesterday, Eric, was right around 19%. I would like it to be over 20. As far as, you know, where to buy shit. Someone was asking me about this in the, oops, that's not the channel. That's not the screen I wanted to share. Let me put it on the stock screen. This one. How do you, someone was asking me, how do I know how to do charting? You know, not how do I know, but like someone was asking me, how do you learn to do charting? Let's just put up my GME chart. Most of you already know this stuff, but for those that don't, like, where do I get these lines from? It's very simple, guys. Like when you're looking at short-term and long-term resistance points or support, just look back at a chart over, it depends if you're day trading or long-term trading. But if you're like wanting to buy GameStop or AMC to swing trade it, or Tesla or Apple, I did this for Tesla also. You look at the chart, see where the local bottoms are, those nice firm bottoms. Let's go to the daily. Look for a place where there's a bunch of touches. 1, 2. This was going all the way back to May. This was my short-term support. And then long-term support on GameStop was where the touches were lower than that. So the support for GameStop is somewhere in between here. I bought at 28 with half my dry powder. And that was on September 9th. So we went all the way down almost to the long-term support and came back up. So I rebought GameStop right here. I mean, these lines have been drawn here for months, but isn't it funny how we bounced right off of that, came back down, and now I'm kind of in no man's land waiting to see where it goes. I'm happy to buy GameStop anywhere in between these because I know the upside is up here in the $30, $40 range. If I'm patient, 1, 2, 3, 6 months. But right now, since we're kind of floundering around, I'm going to wait and see if GameStop tests 22. Could even go down to 19 on the wick, but 22 seems like a good, reasonable spot. 20 maybe. This is all you do. And on resistance, you look at the top of these candles. You draw a line. Where is it having the bounces? All of these things have patterns. This chart reading is really that simple. You can look at other things like moving averages, the 200-day. If you're looking at long-term charts, you might want to look at it. Short-term chart, a 13 and a 48. Ever heard that before? And if you're looking at day trading, you might even look at smaller moving averages than 13 and 48. I'll see if I can do a video for you guys on this, but it really is that simple. Just look for where things are bouncing. You can see it. It's very obvious. There's no real magic to it. Do I think APE will hit $1 level? I mean, no one knows for sure. APE is kind of uncharted territory, Ken. Look, let's pull up the AMC chart here real quick. 596 was the lowest. What was this before the split? It was like, someone help me remember. Was it $9? $7? What was the lowest we got before the split? This is a split adjusted price. Six Sun, do I do it on the weekly chart or monthly? I typically don't look at monthly charts, Six Sun. I look at daily or weekly. 1796, thank you. As far as what APE could go to, you got to kind of now do some division in your head that APE and AMC were split up. And if I recall correctly, whatever the low was on AMC here back in May, and then back in mid-September, let's just say it was $9. APE is a little bit uncharted territory because people are shorting it and selling it more than they would if it was AMC. Shorting it because they don't want Adam Aaron to have dry powder to pay off the debt, and selling it because they're listening to that narrative. So I don't know how low APE can go. I don't think it will go to $1, but I can't guarantee that. Edward says you're still low on GME. It's $19. That was the low. Yeah. Yeah, it was the low on the candle. Julie, thank you. Appreciate you. Thanks for helping keep the bills paid here. 1940 was the low on GameStop. But that was the bottom wick, if I'm not mistaken. No, that was almost the bottom of this candle. The wick was a little bit lower. 1955, 1940. I mean, if I buy GameStop at $19.50 or $19.40 or $19, that is irrelevant to me if I think it's going to bounce back up to 30 or 40, right? We're not going to try and be penny wise and pound foolish. I just don't want to buy it at 30 if it's going to 19, you know? I want to be smart about where I'm buying. So I bought a little bit at 28 and change, and I'm going to put the rest of my GameStop profits to play once I know for sure what direction this is heading. And that is really dependent on what direction the market is heading. Dana Young, Tony says, Dana Young says, Tony is a fashionista. I'm going to start wearing these when Scarlett and I go out to brunch, Dana. Just to make her squirm out of embarrassment. AVCT stock split article, not real. Okay. I heard the same thing on EVFM. It's not real, guys. It's not going to happen. You guys can delude yourself all you want. What kind of monitor mount did I get, Tim? It was on Amazon. I can probably tell you. Send me a Twitter DM if you really want to know. I spent an extra $20 on this one because I ordered one with a this is gonna sound funny, with an extra long pole. I needed a little bit of room. The normal poles for mounting two monitors are about 18 inches. This one's probably about 24 because I wanted some extra flexibility to where to mount my camera. Camera's right here, the pole's right here, the monitors are right here. So I purposely ordered one where I had some flexibility on where to mount the camera, or maybe even to lift these monitors up and put a camera in between them. And I was looking at a 4 monitor mount, and then I was like, why am I going to spend all that extra money? I don't need 4 monitors off the table. So I saved myself a considerable amount by just getting a 2 monitor mount. So the top 2 are lifted and the bottom 2 are just sitting on the desk. Little cost saving tip for you guys. Extra long pole, flexibility, and a firm bottom. Yes, those are the key tenets, Danny, of this channel. Oh, look who's back. Look who the cat drug in.
I'm like, I'm not going to go away if people are still going to, I mean, if we're still going to talk, let's talk. I got internet back. So I'm not gonna bounce.
Your microphone sounds a little bit distant, like whatever button you need to push to give you that silky smooth Pantheon voice.
Never feedback from. What does it sound like?
It sounds like the other day when you were on, it had a little bit of like you're talking from here, just not quite as bassy as normal. It might be your connection. Your connection still looks a little bit choppy. Oh, we lost him again. All right, what time is it getting to be? 11:22. Wow, that last 30 minutes went quick.
Sorry, buddy.
I mean, we can deal with it. You don't sound horrible.
It's still bad?
It's not as bassy as normal.
I wonder what would be causing that. Just trying to think what would be causing that.
Lupe says, just don't move and the choppiness won't be noticeable. Okay. You're not choppy right now, though.
Yeah, I didn't mean to skip away. I did lose internet, and I'm obviously getting cut right now. I thought maybe my roommate killed the feed because I was being too loud.
Let me put my other ear monitor back in now that you're here. Maybe it's just my sound.
Some people are saying it's okay.
Oh yeah, it's probably just because I had only one ear monitor in.
You look mad. Oh, I thought someone said, I thought 6 cents said you look bad.
You look mad. You look mad. Yeah.
No, I'm not.
Who wouldn't be mad if your internet's cutting out?
Well, that pisses me off. Yeah. What the Americans did to the pipeline in Russia and all that, that's not making me mad. It's my internet.
Yeah, you sound fine now that I have both of these in.
Okay, good.
That was just me.
Good stuff. Good stuff. Yeah, I didn't mean to bow out on you. Sorry about that.
Assisted Living says, is APE headed to the 2s? Look, it depends on the market, guys. I think that Adam Aaron is selling shares right now. That is my opinion only. Not everybody agrees. That is going to apply downward pressure. But on top of that, I think that they are trying to do it in concert with not pushing the price down. They don't want to push it down. They want to extract the maximum they can.
Yeah.
But on top of that, we got the market.
Interest. They should have no interest in suppressing the price right now by diluting any shares, with the market being as bearish as it is. That would make no sense. I mean, they shouldn't be doing that. We can agree on that, right?
And I was looking at the volume. The volume is not like, oh, there were 20 million shares sold into the market, right?
Right. Yeah.
Hey, you want to hear something funny about dilution?
Sure.
That I read on Twitter today that just kind of made me chuckle. I read, did you guys see this? I read that whoever wants to buy APE has to send a request to Citibank, and then they'll be put on a list so that it'll be disclosed to all of us at the end of the day who requested to buy APE to cover all their FTDs.
That's a wild claim. I thought you could see through those.
I just
While
want you to
playing.
know. I mean, like, really, guys,
sir.
like, I that's when I had to look up the definition of mental gymnastics.
Who said that? Do you mind me asking?
I don't want to throw anybody under the bus.
Okay, I have no clue who said it, but I am curious. I probably won't find out. So,
Like,
don't throw
have
me
you
under the- we don't
have
have to throw
you
anybody
ever
under the bus.
one time in your fucking life seen a prospectus where a list of people that bought the supplemental shares was provided to the public?
Mm-mm.
What
Not
kind of
rec-
crack
not
bowl are
recent
these people
memory.
smoking?
I don't know, T.
Come on, man. I mean, I love all of you on Twitter and YouTube, but come on.
Look, there's some wild theories out there, and there's a lot of conspiracies, there's a lot of truth, and there's a lot of in between. That's very farcical. That does not belong in the truth or mistaken identity column, right? I don't know.
In the mix says thoughts on GTII. Hey, I'm going to say what I said 3 times earlier in the mix. It's been a fantastic run for those that got in early. If you're ahead, I would get your original investment out. And then if you want to let it ride on the house money. I am not in GTII. I think that just like on, let me put this screen up. Just like on, are you laughing at me looking up?
Nope, not at all.
Just like on,
The glasses.
oh, just like here on AVCT, there's going to be a day of reckoning like this where GTII drops 36%. Can you imagine going to the gym after the market closed with your AVCT at 32 cents and then coming back from the gym and you're at 19 cents? That
Nope.
day's coming for GTII.
Don't
I
go
want
to
you
the
guys
gym.
I want you guys to be out of your position with some profits before that rug pull happens.
Or skip the gym.
Look, you can't skip this. This happened in 3 minutes.
Yes, good point.
You're not going to be able to get out fast enough. So I have nothing against retail making money on these plays.
And,
But
people have. They've been in the comments. And
yeah.
congrats to them. Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
happy for those people.
I
happy.
There's many of these that I play on also, but I try not to hold them overnight, especially when I know that the second shoe is going to drop at some point. I do not think that, like Lou is saying, these are going to 50 to $100.
No, probably not. Just like Clove didn't go to 500. Right?
Did we buy the rabbit's food? Emilio says, yep. Whatever night that was, yes, I went to the store with Scarlett 10:30 at night. It closed at 11, and we spent 30 minutes in the produce section buying. She's like, should I buy the organic romaine or the regular? I'm like, the fucking rabbits, buy the regular romaine. Why do you need organic? Are we going to eat the rabbits?
You might have to
eat the rabbits. Buy the organic. That's
if
cool.
if you have to eat them, get the organic. That's what I would say.
But the regular romaine doesn't look as nice. I'm like, they're fucking rabbits. Who cares?
There's no fat on rabbits, by the way. You know they're all protein, so you have to like eat fat or carbs with them, or else you could die. You can't eat just a rabbit diet because it's all protein. Do you know that?
Well, I mean, meat is mostly meat is protein and fat.
Yeah, but like I guess. Good.
There's no carbs in meat. Yeah, I've had rabbit in Puerto Rico during a Christmas celebration. One of our friends made rabbit stew. That's the only time
I've had rabbit too. I've had rabbit.
That's the only time I've had rabbit. I
had it in Europe. I had rabbit once.
But I was before she bought these rabbits as pets. I was, after I after I got the chickens as one of our like safety measures in case shit hits the fan. I was looking at building a rabbit pen and, breeding rabbits for food, but Scarlett doesn't eat meat that has bones in it. Like she'll
Okay.
eat chicken nuggets, but she won't eat a chicken drumstick.
She won't eat
She'll
a chicken wing.
She'll eat a chicken breast, but she won't eat, a rotisserie chicken. It's got to have the bones out. She's not a vegetarian or anything like that. I just kind of like think of it as like she's in the animal care field and she's always doing surgery on animals, and she just something about the bones and all of that.
Oh,
she's got a problem with it.
I can see that.
She loves steak. She'll eat meat. She'll eat chicken nuggets. She'll eat a chicken fried steak, as long as there's no bones in it. But she said she definitely would not ever eat rabbit because it's pretty bony meat, to be honest.
It's very lean, right?
I mean, it's hard to get the meat off of a rabbit without the bones. So
yeah,
I just looked at the inconvenience of raising and skinning and cooking rabbits. I'm like, why am I going to do all that hassle for me?
Right. Yep. It's a lot. Seems like a lot.
So I never got into the raising rabbits, but I was looking into it. Funny story.
I have no idea what chat's talking about right now, but I see Raising Canes. I see Adrian saying chicken fingers. Have you ever had Raising Canes, Tony?
Yes, we love Raising Canes.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's good stuff. Oh, yeah, Texas Toast. That's you guys. Yeah. Oh, shit. That's right. Yeah, Raising Canes is big up here.
Didn't Raising Canes start in Texas, or am I just imagining that?
I would think they have Texas Toast as like one of their staple like side things. So I would think they are probably a Texas-based company.
They started, I mean, it's a cool story. They started as like a small one store operation, and they tried to sell their story to like big banks and like get funding, and everyone was like, no, you'll never make a big business out of chicken fingers.
Wow. Yes.
And they persisted and they never gave up.
Yeah. Yeah.
JG says, can APE ever be converted into AMC? Yes. If there is a vote and for us to authorize additional shares of AMC, then they can convert, but not without a vote, because there's no shares to convert into. What were you going to say, Mass?
Nothing. Keep going. Keep reading the questions. I talk too much. Keep reading the questions.
Tim Howard says Baton Rouge. Is that where Raising Canes was from?
Oh, probably. Yeah, that makes sense.
That makes sense. I don't know. I remember reading the story, but I don't remember the origin city.
Yeah, I know they have Texas Toast is like their main thing, which is phenomenal. The Texas Toast they have is awesome. Probably not as good as in Texas, I'm sure.
Someone says, what about Bojangles?
Never had that, but I know of it. It's in Tennessee. I've seen it.
Scarlett loves Panda Express. Someone asked about Panda Express.
That's a West Coast thing. We don't have Panda Express too much over here in the East Coast. You guys have a lot of Panda Express?
Oh, yeah. We got a ton.
So if you order Chinese food, is that where you get it from, Panda Express?
I mean, it's like the McDonald's of Chinese food. If you want quick and relatively inexpensive,
that's where you go.
Yeah. I mean, but if I want, do I think of quality when I've never had a bad meal from Panda Express, but
no,
it's not like the full Chinese dining experience.
Right. Yeah.
And they don't have delivery.
Right. Right. Even unless you do like a DoorDash, right? Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
No delivery.
But I mean, I don't have anything bad to say, but if I talk bad about Panda Express, I'd have to talk bad about McDonald's. Look, everything has its place.
Right. Correct. Agreed. That's how Shake Shack and McDonald's survive in the same economy, right? Everything has its place. There is a place for a $5 milkshake and a $20 hamburger. It depends on what neighborhood you put the store in.
What is this thing going on in the chat about cornbread? I saw something about an hour ago.
I think do they mean corn pop? They're saying I want to fight corn pop, but no. I think it's cornbread. I don't know what it is though. What is it?
I don't know what they're talking about.
Not steak and shake.
I do make a mean iron skillet cornbread.
Do you? That sounds
Yes.
delicious, actually. That sounds phenomenal. Do you really make that? Yeah, yourself?
Cast iron cornbread. Hell yeah.
That sounds very good. I bet that's good. I bet that's very good. How
When
do you make that by hand? Like you get
well,
like
I mean,
cornmeal and
I
all
buy
that?
I buy a quality box cornbread, but I make
Yep.
it with I
Put all the ingredients together.
yes.
Okay. All right.
I was gonna say on Chinese food, you know what I never knew before I
What?
started working with the Chinese, and when they would come over here to Texas,
What's up?
they would find the Chinese, the legit ones to go to in my city, and they would order off the menu. I was like, I never knew that there was an off the menu order
Oh,
in a
really?
legit Chinese restaurant. They're like, yeah, this is stuff no American would ever ask for. So they don't put
Okay.
it on the menu.
But the chefs in the back knew it exactly what it
Yes,
was,
and they
right?
apparently have the ingredients too.
Oh, really? To make any of those dishes? Wow,
Yeah.
that's
I
incredible.
mean, these would be things like
Interesting.
duck tongue or chicken testicles
Right.
or like weird shit.
Right. Yes. Chicken feet. Yeah, who knows? Right. Yeah, something wild. Yeah, they eat everything, right?
Yep.
Yeah. You know what's big in Rhode Island that I didn't know? Buffalo testicles. Rocky Mountain oysters. You ever heard of those?
Oh yeah.
Oh, you have?
Yep.
Yeah, I didn't know about that. I heard about a restaurant in the capital here that sells Rocky Mountain oysters, which are bison testicles, deep fried, I guess. You had one of those before? Have you?
Rocky Mountain oysters.
Oysters?
I don't know if I have.
Jesus. Oh, god damn. I've had fried oysters, and that image with the bison testicle is not bringing fond memories. Or
When we were at the coast for Scarlett's birthday a couple weeks ago, I did order some oysters at a restaurant there.
Mhm. Not good?
No.
No. Yeah.
Nope.
In
No, they were
Texas? Yeah.
look, I've had plenty of oysters in Texas. There's a lot of great oyster
Oh,
shops
really?
here that
Okay.
import from around the country.
Yep.
And while I would not consider myself a oyster expert,
Sure.
I do eat them fairly often, you know. And these, I would give them about a 4 out of 10, sadly.
They're bad. Will you
But
just shoot them off the half shell?
yeah, they were on the half shell, and the taste was just a little bit off. I didn't get sick or anything, but
Right. Yeah.
something about them just didn't. They weren't maybe as fresh. Maybe it was off season already by the time we were there. I
Okay.
don't know. I don't know.
Are those the Gulf of Mexico oysters?
I would presume that they were.
Probably. Yeah. As opposed to if you went to maybe a more expensive place, they would have been East Coast, like maybe.
Oh yeah, when you go to
Canadian.
we have a couple of great oyster shops here in town, and
Oh, you
they've
do?
got a menu that tells you every
Oh.
type of oyster and where they're from.
Oh, I bet there's a lot from probably Point Judith, right off the coast here.
Everywhere, probably flown in daily.
Yeah. Rhode Island is good for shellfish. Apparently, like some of the best oysters and mussels, which I didn't know until I moved here. I'm like learning all these weird facts about this little tiny state that everyone forgets. I mean, you could fit like 20 of these in Texas. You know that?
20 of Rhode Island.
Yeah.
I bet you
Yeah,
could
like
fit 100 Rhode Islands in Texas.
You might be able to fit 100. You might be able to. It's a pretty small state. I mean, you're in and out. It's a little more than a parking lot, really.
What is the distance from the top of Rhode Island to the bottom?
Oh, maybe an hour and 15 minutes.
All right,
An hour
like,
and
that's not
25.
even like I could be to San Marcos, Texas. I would be out of Rhode Island before I even made it to San Antonio.
Where would you be if you went due west out of Austin? Where would you be if you were an hour and let's say an hour and a half outside the city?
Massalorian, I could drive. I could leave here. Look, I've done it. When I graduated from UT, I got in my car to celebrate, and I said I'm going to drive to Arizona. I made it to El Paso, and it was time to stop at the bar. It was the end of the day. It was nighttime. I got to El Paso about 8 or 9 hours later after leaving Austin. I'm not joking. And got a hotel and went to went to go get a bar. Ended up finding a girlfriend for about 6 months after that night.
Really?
Yeah, true
That's a
story.
nice school. It's a
Yeah.
good school.
And then carried on the next day to wherever I ended up in Arizona. But you can drive. It would take you 12 hours to go from the western border of Texas to the eastern border, El Paso to Texarkana.
Okay. I think every time I've done it, I've tried to take the shortest route possible. Once I went right straight through the Panhandle because I've driven back and forth for school from east to west coast. So I've stopped in Texas a couple of times. Once I went the southern route and once right straight through the Panhandle. So like Amarillo, I want to say is the biggest city maybe on that main road that goes east-west through the Panhandle. What is that? Do you know?
Yeah, Amarillo's up there.
Where the big Texan is, does that ring a bell? There's like a place out there with a huge
I'm
neon
not an
sign.
Amarillo expert.
You're not no, just an Austin expert. Would you?
I mean,
know this?
I haven't been. I don't know if I've been to Amarillo. I've been somewhere up there.
Oh,
I
really?
don't think it was Amarillo.
Have you not spent a lot of time in the rest of Texas? You spent a lot of time. Just in Austin?
I have not been to Big Bend, which is our big park down on the border. That's on my bucket list. And I've not been to the Panhandle up there, but everywhere else in Texas,
you've been.
From Texarkana to Houston, Galveston, Corpus, the beach down, the Texas border, all of the border towns, but the Panhandle, I've not really spent much time in. I mean, it's like a freaking country. I mean, you got to dedicate some time to see Texas.
Is it really just like a lot of sagebrush and like flatlands pretty much?
As you get towards El Paso and Amarillo, yes, but not the rest. I mean, look, if you go 40 minutes east of Texas, you're in 100-foot tall pine country. You go out towards Texarkana, same thing. Tall pines.
Okay. Tall pines.
But if you go out towards
Ponderosa, right? Ponderosa?
No, Ponderosa is headed towards West Texas. I literally was driving to El Paso to visit that chick in other trips. And I'd put my cruise control on 120.
Jeez.
Because there's nothing.
Wow.
And I did see tumbleweeds blowing across the highway.
That's ballsy. You put your CC at 120?
Yeah. That's when I had the Mercedes, and I mean it's fun to drive 120 in a Mercedes.
Adrian, yes, I have been to Paris, Texas. I broke down one time on the way out to California and I got towed to Paris, Texas. Does that make sense that I would have done that on the drive? Paris sounds like the name of the town that I got pulled at.
Isn't Paris between Austin and Dallas?
Yeah. I took that route one time, going the southern route through Arlington, Fort Worth, Dallas, and then I had to go south, right? Southwest. That would have taken me through Austin or no?
Southwest we're directly south of Dallas.
Directly south of Dallas? Yeah. Not west. Okay. Where's Paris, Texas? Do you know?
Let me look. I mean, Italy, Texas is between Austin. Let me see where Paris is. I forget.
I want to say Paris or Katy was the town that I broke down in.
Oh, Paris is up on the northeastern border by Oklahoma.
Oh, then that's probably where it is. That's probably where I broke down. Yeah, Paris. Yep.
Yeah.
So that would be up in northeast. Yeah, that's probably the way I would have gone if I was going Panhandle. Yep, that would have been it. The amount of cattle. Yeah, the amount of cattle out there is incredible. You know what else is incredible? The other day when I went to Walmart and there was no beef in the entire store. And I was like, whoa, I've never seen that before. There was absolutely no beef on the shelves. I was like, holy smokes. I don't think I've ever seen that before. I took a picture of it. There was absolutely no beef. Steak. I'm like, that's got to be a first. I want to tell him what Paris actually means.
What does Paris mean?
I have no idea. Courtesy the WEF BBD says. Man, that manifesto was some piece of paperwork, I tell you. Those guys are crazy. Texas has no beef, says Adrian. I know. Rhode Island, I'm not surprised. New Hampshire, I never saw that. I never saw a shelf with no beef. Rhode Island, that seemed like that was nothing not normal.
Before the pandemic hit, I don't know if I told you this before. I ordered half of a hog, so I have that in the freezer. I should have ordered half of a. I should have ordered half of a cow.
You have it in
Not
deep freezer right now?
Yeah, I have a lot of it left, but I'm not very happy with the pork sausage because the processor doesn't season it. Maybe that was my mistake as a first timer.
Okay.
You know, when you get used to Owen sausage or something with all those spices in it.
Yep.
This is just plain ground sausage.
Gotcha.
So when I cook it for breakfast, it's the most plain tasting shit.
Right. There's nothing spicing it up.
Not at all.
Right.
Bland, bland, bland.
Ugh.
So if any of you guys got homemade sausage recipes, I need to figure something. I need to figure some way to spice it up because it is horrible.
How long does that meat stay good for? You can freeze that, deep freeze that
probably for a year.
For a year, right?
Yeah. I bought it about a year ago, so I need to finish it up. But sage, yeah, maybe that would be a good idea. Someone
says, good.
Go ahead.
Someone says, seen some videos of cows in their fences after the hurricane blew through. Must have been an experience to be standing out there in the rain, that wind. Yeah.
Did you see that reporter that had the tree limb blown up against him?
No. Did someone got hit by a tree limb? While
he was standing in the middle of the fucking street and probably about 80-mile-an-hour winds, like, you know, leaning at 40 degrees, like, trying to be all brave. And then like half a tree branch went right between his legs.
No way.
I'm like, I mean, you stand out there long enough, dude, you're going to get impaled right through the gut.
Yeah, right. Seriously.
Hey, and then he's like, okay, let me get out of the way. And he walked over to a street sign. And right next to the street sign, there was already a stop sign that had been blown over. I'm like, dude, man. you are dealing with death right now. Yeah, get the hell out of there. What are you doing?
Yep, playing a deadly game. That was do you remember or what was it? What was it that the girl was standing and the guy went by in the boat? Do you remember that in the background? Remember that? The guy was doing the report and trying to make it look like he was in like a ton of water. Oh my God. I forget what that was on CNN, I think it was.
Dan says defrost that and season it. Yeah. I don't know what seasons to put on, Dan. I guess I should Google it.
Well, what do they normally put in it? Like you always have what's the stuff they make anisette with? Anise, right? What is the thing that's like licorice that they put in all sausage? It's always
I don't know. I don't know what's in seasoned sausage. I guess I'm gonna have to look it up. I got like 20 pounds of it left.
Wow, really? Someone says, anyone heard from Astro? Has he not been posting videos? I thought I just saw him make a video the other day, Astro. Salt to start.
Salt, yes, that would
be a good place to start.
Salt, fennel, sage.
Fennel. Thank you, BBD. Fennel. Thank you, Jackson. Yes, sir.
I don't have fennel in my.
Probably most of us don't.
Yeah,
have fennel.
I have a spice rack. I think I don't have fennel. I probably have some.
If you have a spice, if you have like a pre-made spice rack, it might be in there. You might have fennel in there. If you have like a one of those pre-done spice racks, might have fennel.
No, mine is not pre-made because I remember like. It was the glass bottles, and then there was 100 different labels, and you peel the label off and put it on there. So I bought fresh herbs, not fresh, but dried, and I filled up, according to what I normally use. But I don't normally cook with fennel. So Astro did. I remember Astro did a video about a week ago saying he was going to stop covering AMC.
He did too. He's another one.
Yeah.
Wow.
But the funny thing was, I don't know if I've told anybody this.
Where does everyone just do with their positions? I'm just curious when they decided to make these videos about I'm quitting about AMC. Are you still holding the stock? Because the rest of us are. So, I don't understand. How are you just not going to talk about something you own anymore? It's a weird thing to walk away from, a stock that you own, not to continue to talk about it anymore.
The funny,
It just seems strange to me.
The funny thing was he said things like, I've been wanting to say this for a long time. I'm like, bro, that is a horrible statement.
Say what? That you don't trust, you don't believe in AMC
Yeah.
anymore? You don't own any AMC?
I mean,
What are you saying?
basically he said, I've been wanting to say this a long time. Just fucking say it. Why do I always got to be Debbie Downer? Why can't these fuckers ever say the truth?
So to me, it seems
like if you don't want to clickbait people, just don't clickbait them.
Yeah, I know. I don't understand. I don't understand how you just stop talking about a stock that you own. I mean, no matter what, I'm going to continue to talk about AMC because I still own the stock, right? Why anyone would stop talking about a stock that they own is beyond me. It's just, it's not my realm of comprehension. I don't understand it. How do you stop talking about a stock that you own?
Philip says he was streaming Monday and Tuesday. So I guess he's still around.
All right. So then he's still around. Some of these guys, I'm like, what else do you think is going on? Like, I mean, what do you think everyone is doing that's been watching you?
Probably like a lot of us, some people don't see the value in streaming in a bleeding out market.
It sucks. It's not fun, but you have to do it.
No, you don't have to do it. Why? Why do you have to do it?
I guess
I don't feel the need to stream. I mean, if you're dependent on it for your income, you might stream every day.
I do it because I own the stock.
No, I mean, but why stream 6.5 hours answering questions about
that I understand.
That's what I'm talking about. Like streaming like this, we're just having fun talking about whatever and helping people understand that the market is declining. And no matter what stock you own, it's going to require some emotional resilience, right?
Every stock in the stock market, I repeat, every stock in the stock market is down right now. I mean, I don't know how else to say that. Every stock has fallen. Netflix. There is no more FANG. FANG is gone. FANG has been dismantled. So every stock is down. Relax, guys. AMC is just on the down stock right now. It's getting beaten the hell out of by a market that was overvalued.
JH says you guys don't do predictions. Trey and Astros did a lot, so that's why they got backlash. Amen, brother.
Yeah, well, we tried not to do that, right?
I said for a year, you cannot fucking TA chart your way into a short squeeze play. That is a fool's errand, and you're going to regret it. And I still see people doing it. I don't know. You can't TA chart a squeeze play, and you certainly can't TA chart very well in a bear market. And because you're going to be disappointed day after day when Wall Street big institutions decide risk off. Doesn't matter what line you draw, you're going to be wrong.
People tried to compare this to Tesla and Volkswagen. This is completely different than I think either one of those. Like, we're talking about something totally different here. We're in a whole nother realm of squeeze when we use that term, right? There is still potential for this stock to squeeze very, very nicely and make a good profit if we can hold, depending on how many shares we still own and how fast institutions drop them and if they get forced to cover them. All that is still, in my opinion, in play. I don't understand when that ball got taken out of play. I really don't. I mean, I understand the market's down, but that is across the board. It's not just AMC. Every stock is taking a beating. Like, I don't know. Just doesn't seem like rock. I've been saying all week, every simple thing I've tried to do this week, me and my buddy keep saying, this can't be rocket science. this isn't rocket science, right? The market is in a bad place right now. But the market is cyclical, and one way or the another, this thing is going to play out, and hopefully we are going to be on the winning side of history. That's it.
I think Rico is just becoming a parody account at this point. I don't watch his videos, but I see his tweets or the thumbnails, and they all have the chart going down, and then he's got that line shooting up at the end.
Oh, I love those. Those are the best charts.
I mean, that's got to be humor, right? He doesn't seriously think that every day he's been doing that every day for a year.
Somebody's clicking. Somebody's clicking. Somebody's clicking just because of that thumbnail. I promise you.
Dark Latin said, I wish more people on YouTube would talk about going to the movies. I try and put that on my Twitter. Every time I go to a movie, I put a copy of my ticket on Twitter and say that I'm going to the movie. So if you're not following me on Twitter, you wouldn't know that, but I try and go to a movie often and post it and give a little review about it after.
Most of us here either talk directly about the movies, go see them, or at an AMC theater. Like, we're all trying to do our part here, I think. For the most part, most of us are.
More than anything else, I mean, going to movies and spending money on concessions.
It's a good way to spend money, yeah.
I'd rather go spend money on popcorn and a hot dog or, the fried macaroni or whatever than go buy 6 shots of tequila at a bar
and get hammered. Yeah. Right.
Every dollar I spend at AMC goes to their bottom line.
Right. And not be hating myself the next morning, right? Not be waking up with a headache. Just a little bit of maybe a popcorn hangover, but not a tequila hangover.
Deborah says
it's money well spent.
Deborah says Tony calls Rico a parody, but doesn't watch his videos. I mean, Deborah, if you're putting pictures out on thumbnails or Twitter showing a chart going up like that on the last day, what kind of what do you want me to think? I mean, I'm not knocking anybody that's keeping people in the play. I've invited Rico on the channel many times. Never once got an answer. Nothing against him. I like the dude. I like his enthusiasm, but telling people every day that the chart is doing this tomorrow, either you're trying to be comical or you're delusional. I don't know which one it is.
Is he still doing?
I have watched him before, Deborah. Chill your tits. I haven't. I don't watch anybody right now. Go ahead, Mass. What?
I was saying, is he still doing technical analysis on AMC on a daily basis?
I don't know.
Pretty much.
I don't know. I either see his thumbnails pop up. I do see his tweets, and he's put some charts on Twitter. But I pretty much don't have time or patience to watch anybody right now because it's all clickbait bullshit.
If that's what all the thumbnails are, yeah, I mean, that's a problem. If that's what he's putting on his thumbnails, hello. Yeah, he is young though, right? Rico's a young kid, right? Like I think all of those kids, and I say kids, but like those younger guys, like, when I watched Trey blow up the other day, like you can see the frustration. Like, I get it and I understand he's under a lot of pressure. And like, I understand also he made a lot of money. But I keep thinking back, and everyone says about the Trey thing, about the money that he made and then what he reinvested. And I keep coming back at, I guess that, he made everyone well aware of what he was doing when he made that money. I can't say that he wasn't pretty upfront about that. I don't know if you do you remember back to that time at all? That time period? him talking about buying those calls for June when he made all that money?
Oh, I watched Trey and Matt almost every day back in that time frame in late May, early June.
So you remember that? Do you remember him talking about the June 18 calls for $40? The strikes?
Not specifically. I've slept
You
since
don't?
then.
See,
I
do.
remember watching Matt buy a bunch of calls up into the squeeze, thinking it was going over $100.
Really?
And I'm like, even as it was squeezing and I was selling my calls, I was watching him buy calls. I'm like, oh man, you are a brave motherfucker.
Yeah. Yeah, I clearly remember Trey saying he was buying those $40 calls. Clearly, like it was yesterday, many times over, actually, I remember it. So, oh, really? You don't, huh? I do. I remember it. I remember, believe me, I fucking remember it. Believe me, I remember it. You don't forget it when you hear the results of something that happens. You don't forget when you remember when you heard it last. I'm like, oh, I remember you saying that. So that there always cut him some slack, and his age and his health issues, man. Like, his health issues, I think that it has an effect, I really do. I think he should get healthy if something's really bothering him, right? You watch KC. Hey, I watch KC.
I did tune
KC.
in. I don't watch KC every day, but I did listen to him for about an hour today. If I'm in KC's live stream, you guys will know I'm there because I drop in the
always
chat.
pop in. So do I. I always do. You guys know who. If you're on here, I've been in KC's chat many mornings. I try to. Oh boy. Wow, we just went another hour, huh? I wonder what happened to my internet. I don't think it wasn't my roommate because he wouldn't have turned it off and back on again. Good thing I didn't blow up for no reason. I was like, dude, did you turn off the internet? Thought maybe because I was yelling, he might have turned me down, but that's not it. I guess we're fine. I don't know, T. What was your plan? How long are you planning on going till? I need to at least use the bathroom if you're gonna stay on for a bit.
Scarlett won't be home till about 5 a.m., so I'm good for another 5 hours.
Oh, okay. All right.
I'm
I'm gonna go use the bathroom. Oh,
but I mean,
what do you want to do?
I'm good until people get tired of hearing from us.
Okay.
But maybe 30 more minutes.
All right. Well, if it takes me 30 minutes, I can probably wait.
Go to the bathroom. Let's run an ad real quick and try and get the electrical bills paid.
I can't even get into YouTube right now. But go ahead. I'm just gonna pause this.
Teach Tech We Love says at least KC Shaw streams. People will support him till the end. Yes, he is doing God's work, Mr. Tech. Black and red pepper with paprika and fennel. Thank you, George. Price comes down, I buy more. I bought more today. Let's see what JG says. Institutions can simply accumulate APE every dilution and they have a greater vote. If we're to believe it's a trusted vote, that is. Well, it is a vote. Then with enough APE accumulation, it gets voted into AMC. I mean, you have a chance to buy it. Institutions have a chance to buy it. Everybody has a chance. I honestly don't think that their institutional percentage will get much higher than what it is right now, 30, 35%. Do I use air fryers at all? We do not have a air fryer. Thought about getting one. I don't have a deep fryer either. I've got a George Foreman grill, but sometimes I deep fry stuff. Very rarely. What did I make? Oh, I made some Made some excellent deep fried chicken breasts. Normally I just pan sear or bake my chicken breast, but after a particularly hellish week, last week, I was like, you know what? I need some comfort food. I've got these thawed out chicken breasts, and I breaded and fried them. It was
Came out good.
fantastic. Fantastic.
Sounds
It was
pretty good.
restaurant quality, I tell you what. It tasted like KFC,
Sounds good.
but better.
Hey, that's a good question. BBD says, do you know when AMC popcorn is supposed to hit grocery stores? Is it supposed to be like right now, about to come up?
I thought it was end of the year or early next year.
We'll
I don't
look it
know
up.
for sure.
Hang on. Good question.
Ninja air fryer. All right, I'll have to look into one of those. Scarlett is not big about having a bunch of appliances on the counter, so we'll have to see if we have space to hide another item underneath. How big is the Ninja air fryer?
All right, so they're gonna have it's gonna be out before the end of this year.
Really?
Yep. Supermarkets, convenience stores.
Is there really going to be an AMC credit card? Someone just posted that in the chat.
He said that in the live stream call, did he? Did he not?
I don't remember.
He said that. Yeah, I remember that. Yep, I remember that. Let's see. Hold on. Okay, so the kiosk and the mall shops will be open the first half of 2022, 50 before 2023. Then it says AMC is working to produce prepackaged and ready to pop microwavable popcorn that will be sold in supermarkets and at convenience stores. The company did not disclose the pricing of its fresh or prepackaged corn or how much it was investing in the new venture. Doesn't say a date on that. On the actual let's see. Yeah, it doesn't have a date on the microwave popping corn. Why did I think it was the end of this year or this at least Q4 this year? Does that ring a bell to you too, or is that just me?
I just remember it being somewhere around the end of this year. So in my brain, knowing how corporations work, I was thinking Q4 or Q1. Like I'm not going to get hung up on a date.
Somewhere around there. Let's try to remember. Yeah. Coming up soon.
American Trader says, even AMC will never convince me to get a credit card.
There you go, kid. Good. Don't give them 23% on the dollar. Don't ever
Prometheus says, I don't have a sell button. Cheers, buddy. Speaking of cheers, do I have any drink left?
You going bottoms up again? Uh-oh.
Nah, it's all gone.
Oh. Drinky's all gone? Oh, no.
I need to refill the horn.
Blow into that thing. Last fall, Dan says last fall it was stated in an earnings call that it would be now-ish, but it has been delayed. Thanks, Dan. That's probably more updated than what I just had. Whoa. Was that bourbon or beer?
Skål. That was beer.
Oh, I was going to say.
Bottoms up, bitches. Trying to get ready for bedtime, Massalorian.
Yeah, man, I got to hit the sack too. Yeah. I got to finish doing all that. I told you what I'm doing, right? When I'm transferring everything over from Movavi. Oh, I didn't even tell you this. Fucking Christ. What I have to do to get my software to my new computer.
What do you got to do?
My editing software. I just have to take everything off of Movavi Video Editor, put it onto a hard drive. So literally all my video clips, all like the loo takes, all that stuff that's all chopped up, spread out all over my computer, get it all together and onto a hard drive, then uninstall Movavi, grab like some kind of link bring it over, reinstall it on this computer, and then re-upload everything into Movavi that I just had you can't have two PCs with the same Movavi editing software on it, even if one of them is broken, you're not using it. Doesn't
God
matter.
dang.
Yeah, so
What a
the rest of
hassle.
my day that'll be the rest of my day tomorrow. Fun.
Have you been keeping up with Jay and the cats? It's been a few weeks since I've checked in on him.
No, how's he doing? I'm just glad
I don't know. George is
Oh.
asking. I really
Oh.
don't watch that many videos of anybody. So last time I checked in on Jay, I watched about a minute of a video and it was just like the same old.
So can I be honest about YouTubers? So there's other YouTubers that I watch. If their videos come up on my queue, I watch them automatically. Like there's certain ones that just hit me and I watch them. And there's just others that don't. And that's how I go with it. Like
I've restricted
I
mine.
watch all of your videos, team, but
I've restricted mine to mostly people that I think I could actually learn something from, which took 90% of them off my watch list. They still show up in the recommended. Scarlett said, how come you don't watch so-and-so anymore? I used to watch so many different diverse things, but like 90% of my recommended videos are stock related now.
I know.
But I just don't watch them. It's like, I don't want to be one more view on clickbait.
No. I don't want to ever have that reputation. I don't want to ever walk down the street and have someone be like, it's that clickbaiter. Like, that's not going to be me.
I did watch. I've watched a couple of Frankie Mohammed's because I appreciate. I appreciate his enthusiasm.
Yes. Yep. For sure. Yep.
Tindy Time. I check in on Tindy Time from time to time.
Yes. Feel for real. Yep.
Feel for real. Yep.
I watch Boss. I watch Bigums. If Pantheon has a video, I'll watch it.
Yep.
KC, if he's on in the morning, I'm clicking on. I'm usually listening to KC in the morning. It's like almost like Howard and Howard in the morning. I used to listen to Howard Stern, now listen to Casey Shaw. Casey Shaw in the AMs.
You were on KC today when I came in there, weren't you?
Was that this morning?
No, I got in midday.
I was on there at one point, wasn't I? Yeah, I checked in on Casey today. Either today or yesterday, can't remember. I tried to all the time in the morning, and last week I think I was on every day. But the last couple of days, I've tried to bang this thing out, and I started the computer thing yesterday. So this has been going on the third day. You know what's funny? I can't. Someone said it earlier in the comments. I'm having a hard time. Mass becomes a clickbaiter. Can we call him the masturbator? Oh, Jackson, that's a good one, bro. Wow, that's one hell of a joke. That's great. Put that, Tony. If you can find that, you gotta put that up. That's pretty funny.
I haven't made it down to that comment yet. Everyone watches Lou just to hear the dumb shit he says. If it's a 2-minute video, I might watch Lou's, but when he has like these 14 or 18-minute videos, I will watch Lou just to know ahead of time what questions I'm going to get from you guys. But when he just starts rambling, and if he's not like getting to any coherent point in the first 60 seconds,
yeah,
there's no fucking way I'm going to waste 14 minutes watching that verbal diarrhea come out of his mouth.
Control Alt Delete. That's right. Yeah, you can know in 60 seconds.
And the only reason I would ever watch a Lou video is just because I know I'm going to get questions about it.
Right. So if it sounds like it makes any kind of sense in the thumbnail,
if it sounds like it makes sense, I might give it a chance, but usually it goes downhill really quick. And I just
right off the rails.
Abort. Thumbs down.
Off the rails. I don't even bother thumbs down.
Salad. Yes.
15 minutes word said. That's what it is, Bloodborne. Yeah. That's what it is. That's all it is.
Get paid. He's just trying to get paid. That's it.
Look, I get it. He's a good hustler, but Please, I own the
I
stock.
respect the
Give me a
hustle.
break. Yeah.
That's what he should have wrote a book about.
Again, instead of against all odds.
Yeah.
I know. Respect the hustle.
Yeah,
That's
how
what
to
it should
make
have
a
been
million,
called.
how to make a million hustling on YouTube.
It should have been called Respect the Hustle, not Against All Odds. You weren't against all odds. YouTube wasn't shutting you down, demonetizing you, and giving you strikes. Dickhead. Respect the hustle. Against all odds.
Number 2 down.
All right, now I gotta do another shot. I'm not doing another shot though on live camera. I gotta try and stay professional. T, I'm gonna let
You
you
calling
go.
me
It's 1:15.
unprofessional for doing a shot? And now you're gonna.
No. I'm saying I'm tired. I'm gonna go to bed.
Okay.
And you are more than welcome to stay on and do as many shots as you like, my friend. I'm not gonna stop you. I'll have one more with you before I go to bed, but then I gotta at least get some.
All right, we're gonna wrap this up in 15 minutes, so that'll be a 4-hour live stream.
All right, let me grab a drink then. Hang on one second. If we got 15 minutes, let me get a drink. Hang on.
Nathan says, stop watching Lou last December when he started bragging about killing 6 people and leaving their bodies in the desert. Yeah. He probably killed 6 cucarachas, Nathan, and left their bodies on the Motel 6 floor. Or he just got finished watching a movie and he was telling you something that he remembered from the night before. He didn't kill anybody.
All right. I'm just switching over.
Hey, I want to know, I did watch CSI's video. The title drew me in about his missing NFT. Have you guys, anybody been missing a NFT? I checked when I saw his video title. I have all of mine from the one last year, my Spider-Man one.
My
There was
Ion AMC.
Yeah, I have the Ion AMC. I got Spider-Man. I got the new Ion AMC. I got the Highcroft Black. I think I have 5 or 6 of them. There was one movie like Spider-Man that I missed because
Moonfall.
I don't remember because I don't have it. But are any of y'all missing NFTs? And what's going on with that whole thing? How does the NFT disappear?
So he was saying he didn't have his. I haven't seen his latest video.
He said he had it and then it was gone. And someone in my Discord told me the same thing today. Well, they said, is anyone else missing their NFT? I told him to go.
How come he didn't talk about it? I don't know. He didn't mention it all tonight in the chat. CSI. He was in there all night. He didn't say anything about it.
He didn't.
I have all my NFTs. Yeah, I'm not missing any. I have all mine. Check when I saw his video thumbnail too. Mass, I'm not doing another shot. Got to stay professional. Tony, you calling me unprofessional? Mass, I'm going to take one more shot with you. Yep, that's us, Danny. Are getting unprofessional. That's
they love to call me. They love to call me unprofessional for having a drink. How dare a 98-year-old man have a drink on camera while talking stocks?
Look, you got 58-year-old sunglasses on.
Tell me you never watched Deep Fucking Value without saying you never watched Deep Fucking Value.
I know. Hey, that man knew how to rock it, right?
He knew how to have
he was a rock
He knew
star.
how to have a beer and talk some stocks.
Yeah. Yeah, he was a rock star doing this. YouTube, for sure. Yep. It's like the same thing with Keenan Grace, man. He's got so much pizzazz. I don't know what the right word is, but Keenan Grace he's got that thing about him. That it factor. I wish I had that charisma.
I was watching one of the hater channels. They love it when I call them that. And they were noticing that Keenan Grace is wearing t-shirts now.
Yeah, so was that okay?
I don't know.
Is Keenan not allowed to wear a t-shirt? I don't understand. Why does he
Yeah,
have to be in a suit jacket?
You guys tell me. I don't watch Keenan, but did he announce a dress code change or what's up with that?
I don't know, but I don't know why he would have to stay in a suit if he. I mean, I think he looks so sharp in that suit, but why does he have to stay in a suit? I mean, does that mean
Exactly.
that
Why is that even a point of criticism?
No idea. No idea. It's all about what is he talking about? What's his information? But I think he looks so sharp in the bow tie and suit. I mean, shit, the guy looks like $1 million.
It was a good branding thing, like wearing the coat and the bow tie.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. And he looks great in it. I mean, the guy wears it very well. I mean, he looks like James Bond.
Sammy Boy says Tony's always threatening to get rid of the rabbits. All right, Sammy Boy, quick story for you. we were hanging out in the living room the other day, and I heard one of the Scarlett likes to let the rabbits run around the living room for exercise, and sometimes she tells me just let them run around while we're sleeping. I'm like, they're gonna fucking eat the baseboards or something. I was like, I'm serious. If they eat a cable or they eat a baseboard, they're going outside in the backyard. She's like, they're not going to do that. And to be fair, I haven't really noticed any damage, but we were hanging out and she was cleaning up in the living room. And I heard a rabbit kind of nibbling under the couch. And I was like, all right, what's going on? And I pulled the couch away from the wall, and right where that wall is, there's about a 25-foot run from the back wall of the house to the TV where the cable and the internet and some other my Bose sound system wires run. I've got, the surround sound.
Okay. Yep.
And sure enough, there was about an 8-foot section of all three wires, cable, internet, and Bose, where all the exterior coax protection had been nibbled off. Not broken the wires yet. I was like, Scarlett,
that's it.
This is it. I was like, if these cables get punctured, those rabbits I'm going to throw them in the backyard and they can live with the chickens and fend for themselves. She's like, let me, can we get this? Can we put it on top of the couch? So right now she has all the wires sitting on top of the couch. So they're not down on the floor. I was like,
okay,
you better Venmo me some money to go buy some metal conduit or something, because your rabbits are about to be cast out to the backyard or end up in a soup pot.
I know. And not because of the reason. I know they're gonna be in a soup pot. They're gonna be hanging on someone's keychain. But good luck.
That's the first known damage that they've done, but they did not fully puncture a wire yet, but they're damn close.
All right. I hope they don't. Guys, be careful over there. If you're listening, Mass says, watch your ass. Tony's looking to skin you. Oh, boy. Poor Scarlett. She's probably got... she must be so afraid for them. Knowing that any second now, all they need to do is make one wrong move. Tony's in the cast the rabbits. Bye-bye. Uh-oh. Hey, the good thing is she doesn't listen to the live stream, so this won't worry her at all. Scarlett got nothing to worry about. Tony's a human being.
I'm surprised she doesn't listen to the live stream. She probably learned a lot if she did.
Nobody that likes me listens to the live stream. Don't bother yourself about it. It's not a big deal. Mass is wasted. Yeah, I'm feeling nice. All right, I'm gonna go to bed. I'm so tired.
Scarlett will skin Tony. No, it doesn't work that way in this house.
All right, T. I'm heading to sack.
All right, my friend. Thank you. Thanks for hanging out.
Love you, man. Good
Thank
night,
you,
guys.
everybody. Love you guys. I guess I probably should. I'm not sleepy, but we should probably call it a night.
Well,
I don't want to keep you guys up all night. How many hours can we talk about stocks and rabbits?
Not much longer. Not much longer. Because Mass is wiped.
I do want to get up. I do want to be able to get up in the morning and see, what's going on with the stocks. I'm not going to promise being live tomorrow, but always, every day I wake up and look at the pre-market. And if I think I can add value to your day, I will be there.
Get some sleep, guys. T, thanks,
All
man.
right, friends.
Appreciate you.
Be good to one another. Be nice on Twitter. Be nice on Reddit. Be nice on YouTube. Be nice to each other. We all have the same end goal to make money. We don't always need to agree on how we get there. That's how I get through my day. You guys know I don't agree with everybody, but I still love every single one of you on YouTube, Twitter, viewers, subscribers, haters, and lovers. Peace
Same here.
out. See you on
Peace
the
out,
next
guys.
one.
Love you.